Hi, all this. Hi, Omfies. How are all of you doing today? You've made it to Wednesday. You're halfway through the week now. I made a post about it in the Omfi Cord. I made a post about it on Twitter. Thank you for the head pat, Richard. I love Silent Hill. I played through the first one last year. It was right around October as well, and we've done, I think it's only one stream so far of Silent Hill 2. I got lost and couldn't figure out how to get into the apartments for a really long time. Thank you for the head pat, Atomic Butt Hate, Cheeky Ricky Doggo. I admit, I forgot what that means again already. You guys were saying it's like a checkers turn. Checkers turn, I think. But how is everybody? Welcome in, John Epic. How are you today? So you guys might have seen, I made a post in the Olympic Cord. I made a post on Twitter. We're only going to be going until 7 o'clock today. I have an appointment. I apologize. I usually try to give you guys like 4 hours minimum, but it was an appointment. I can't really reschedule. It keeps happening in Olympias. It keeps happening, and I apologize for that. But I won't face. How is your week going? You've almost made it to the weekend. You're like halfway through. I got my food handler's card. I'm about to get the mountain, the Final Fantasy XIV PvP. Food handler's card? What's a food handler's card? I've never heard of that before. But everybody else has been playing. I have seen so many different people. You need a card to work with food? Do you? That comes as a surprise to me. If you're working at like, I don't know, like a McDonald's or something, do you need one too? It's to prove you know food safety? I had no idea. I didn't think there were like any real qualifications for that. I'm playing the remake as we speak. How are you finding it so far, Cromwell? I have seen pretty mixed opinions on it, and I have seen so many different people playing it. Like, it is just absolutely like dominating right now. It seems like everybody and their mother is playing it. I want to get the remake, but not at that price. It's a full price release, right? Like $60, I think. It looks acceptable. I have heard they've made a couple changes that people don't really like. They've like added, they've added like a bunch of, how do I put this? They've added a bunch of like in-between areas and stuff like new content for better or for worse, because sometimes like in a remake so far after the original like this, they can sometimes kind of mess with the pacing a bit. I think pacing is important. Still at the apartments, to be fair. I've heard it takes way longer to get there than in the original. Vast majority of people can use critical thinking, seem to have overall positive opinions of the remake. Most of what I have seen of people, I'm getting it's divisive vibe. Yeah, like it seems like opinions on it are pretty divisive, and like it's like Richard saying there, like it's a very important game to a lot of people. A lot of people, like, this is one of their all-time like favorite games, or like favorite in the horror genre at least. And thank you for the raid, Prince Jazzu. Where did we all go? Bingo. Let me give you a shout out. I have to assume, yeah, you were playing Resident Evil 4. I could have guessed that one. Well, welcome in Majigly Doobers. Welcome in Tree Pyro. Welcome in Prince Jazzu. Welcome in Blackheart LaChance. For anyone joining us for the first time, hi, I am Haru. We play a lot of retro games here, and we're gonna be playing a little bit of Silent Hill 2 today. How was Resident Evil 4? Also, thank you for the follow, Majigly Doobers. Hot Jazzy Raiders. But yeah, like, people seem to have really mixed opinions about the remake overall, because it's like, it's such an important game to a lot of people. Very fun. Been playing the remake. Have you ever played the original? Is this your first time playing through the remake, and have you played the original? Those are my questions. Also, if you gotta like raid and run, if you're hungry, if you're tired or whatever, please go ahead. Lurking and working again. AC's back. Hard streaming. I'm glad you have your AC back. Never. It's my first time. Thank you for the head pet, Tokai. I really, 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 really hope you like it. If you end up liking it, I would say definitely give the original a try, because it's, I would say Resident Evil 4, the remake and the original, I would say they very well stand apart as like two separate games that can stand side by side. I don't think one is strictly better than the other. I think they are both worth a play in my opinion. I've played the original so many times I could recite most of the cutscenes from memory. I played 2, 3, 5, and a bit of Village. I'm loving it. You gotta play through. You gotta at least play through the remake of 1 sometime. It's so good. It's so good. But I'm a big fan of like the fixed camera angles and tank controls. I know it's not for everyone. OG and RE4 remake are both good in their own rights. Yeah, and that's exactly how I feel about Resident Evil 2 remake as well. I would say it's hard for me to decide if the original 2 or 2 remake is my favorite, like out of the series as a whole, because they're both great. They're both great. They're exceptional. The only thing I'm sad about with the remake so far is they made the same mistake with Resident Evil 3 that they did back when it first launched. They did not give it time, they did not give it a budget. It got the short end of the stick, and I haven't played through the 3 remake yet, but I've heard people say it's got a lot of like cut content in areas and bosses, and like it's not as good as the original. And I think that's a real shame, because if you have the chance to like have a redo, you have the opportunity to do it right, you know? I think that's a shame. I own it, just forgot I have stuff. My Steam library has like 1,000+ games. I think a lot of people are like that. Hi Radian, how are you? I'm doing good today. I have an appointment today at One Face, so we're only going to be going for 3 hours instead of our usual like, I think I took a look at my average here recently, and like our average stream time is like, I think it was like in between 6 and 7 hours, give or take. Thank you for the head pat. Let me go up and welcome everybody in. RE3 remake is like a modern remake of a 90s horror film. In what way? In what way? There's a very vocal minority of people adamant about it being horrendous, to the point they edited the Wikipedia page to show worse ratings than it actually got. I've seen people have very mixed opinions about the Silent Hill 2 remake, because it is such an important game to a lot of people, and I think a lot of people are trying to find fault with it that isn't there from what I've seen. Like, a lot of people are nitpicking over like really minor details, but then there is some stuff that they changed that like, it could rub certain people the wrong way. Like they've changed some of the like character designs, for example, which like I feel like, from my understanding, I've had a teensy tiny little bit of a spoiler. Like, one of the changes that I am aware of, it kind of makes sense that people would be upset about. I don't want to go into like particulars. Thank you for the follow, Mazuku. And then like I could see people like getting upset about like changing the pacing of the game and adding more content and stuff. But overall, I have seen mostly positive opinions, with like some people being very up in arms about it. I don't know. It's important to a lot of people, so I can see why. I can see why. And I think a lot of people want to give it a bad rep just because like I I know some people like their games, but like Bloober Team doesn't seem like it has the best reputation in the world. Like, I'm sure everybody's seen the one clip. Oh God, who was that? Was it Germa playing it? Where there's the one game. Thank you for the head pat, Prince Jazzu. There's the one game where there's like the kid that bonks his head off of the wall, and you can like just walk back and forth between the trigger. I love that one so much, One Piece. But let me welcome everybody in. Welcome in, Richard Ray Bottle. Welcome in, Mokoka. Welcome in, Vita. Welcome in, Almighty Funk. Welcome in, Aru Tyro. Welcome in, Goldie Vision. Is that how I say that? I always just call you Goldie. Welcome in, Lexa. Welcome in, Cromwell. Welcome in, Atomic Butthurt. Welcome in, Jana Epic. Welcome in, Shiroiga. Welcome in, Big Nerd Sam. Welcome in, Kabi. Welcome in, Natsume. Welcome in, Anti-Gas. Welcome in, Majigly Dubers. Welcome in, Tree Pyro. Welcome in, Prince Jazzu. Welcome in, Blackheart LeChance. Welcome in Tokai. Welcome in Radiant. Welcome in Mazuku. And welcome into anyone that might be lurking. I love all of you, always. I love all of you. More like Pooper Team. You can't say that. You can't say that. Nostalgia blindness and bloober hate. Yeah, I imagine a lot of it's that, and then like a lot of it is just like, I don't know, maybe some of the changes genuinely are bad. I think with something like this, or any remake of a beloved game, I think it's a good idea to wait, like, I don't know, give it a few months. If it's not something you're immediately looking into picking up, look at the discourse surrounding it in like 2 or 3 months, because at that point, the honeymoon period is going to be over. It's not going to be new shiny thing anymore. You're going to have people more willing to be like, yeah, this part like went on a little too long, or like the characterization was off in this part. I think that's when you can usually see, and this goes for any game. This isn't necessarily just a remake thing either. I feel like that goes for just about like any game or piece of media in general. Like, you gotta give it, you gotta give it some time, because people can immediately like wanna like something and be blown away, and you can think something is like excellent in the moment, and then like you can be like, actually there was like this part that kind of sucked a little bit, and like whenever I think about replaying it, like I don't want to have to like deal with that, you know, that kind of thing. So I think it's good for media in general to give it a little bit of time if it's not something you're interested in immediately picking up anyway, and see what the discourse around it is after a few months, because I can't say one way or another. I haven't played the remake. I gotta play the original first. I feel like the timing ended up good on this. I didn't actually follow the news for the remake literally at all, and I just started it because it was October. We played the first one last October, and it just kind of happened to turn out this way. I didn't know it was releasing this month. Like, it makes sense in retrospect because it's October. It's horror month. It's horror month. That's when you release horror games. Thank you for the head pat, Radiant. Is it perfect? Probably not. But considering the circumstances, I'd say it turned out solid. Especially when you have the original game's developers commenting on how the remake handled certain aspects of the game better than the original could back in the day with certain limitations. I have heard that oh gosh, I'm not the biggest Silent Hill fan. What's the name of the man behind Silent Hill 2? Someone Ito, is that right? I forget his name, but you guys were mentioning the other day that he said something about like the camera work in the new one is excellent. I think you guys were saying John Hill. Yeah, Mr. John Hill. Mr. John Hill over in Japan. He worked very hard on the game. Bloober Team are good at making very nice looking games, but in terms of their past games, they really disappoint when it comes to writing and QA. I think a lot of games really don't do great in terms of like QA. You see that persistently time and time again in basically anything tech related. That's one of the first like sectors that management wants to go to make cutbacks, and it's like, why? Because having a quality product is super duper important. Like, first impressions are everything. You gotta have something that's good, that works well, and I don't understand like why that's the first go-to thing, because I don't know, just let the people do their thing, give them a little more time. I know you're a company, I know you're like on a budget, I know you have time constraints and like you gotta get things out in like certain like quarters or whatever, but I don't know, just make something good from the get-go. This comes back to the cyberpunk thing we were talking about the other day, where it's been completely memory holed and swept under the rug that cyberpunk was like a hot mess when it launched. Honestly, I think they'd make better stuff if they had better writers and directors from outside calling the shots, like how Don Bluth made his best stuff, having to work with Spielberg. I don't know who Don Bluth is, but I hope that Konami will take this kind of approach going forward. They seem like they've been, for the last couple of years, kind of testing the waters with letting other people, like, experiment with their IPs, because they gave, I think the new Contra game, which I heard it wasn't very good, I haven't tried it myself. It's like a top-down shooter or something, I think. I think that was done by a different studio, and then, Metal Gear Delta is being done by some other studio as well. Like, I think they've kind of been testing the waters for a while now. I don't really know if they have much of an internal development team anymore or not. Like, I think they might have done the new Getsu Fumiden, like, roguelike that came out. I'm not sure about that, but I think I've heard at some point, like, if they do have a development team, it's, like, super duper cut down at this point. And they have so many, like, excellent, wonderful, beloved IPs, and they have just been sitting on them for so long. They don't need to make video games. A majority of their money comes from, like, gambling, because they're big into, like, slot machines and, like, pachinko and stuff like that in Japan. And then they also run, like, a bunch of health clubs, which are essentially just, like, gyms from my understanding. And those are where they get a majority of their money, and the gaming division was always just like a drop in the bucket for them. People gotta recognize there's no way in heck a remake's gonna be the same as the original. A game made in 2020s can't be the same as the version of the game from the 2000s. Yeah, like, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different at Lone Face. Like, no matter what. Masashi Subayama, he was the director. Maybe it's not the director that I was thinking of then. Yamaoka? Remake could do it. I love remakes so much. I think most modern gamers don't necessarily want, like, fixed camera tank control games in this day and age, unfortunately. And I don't know. At least in regards to, like, Resident Evil. I think that's a shame, because I like those kinds of games always. QA's been so bad in games, even though it shouldn't be cut. Yeah, like, I have always been of the mindset, like, treat releases like you are releasing something back on, like, the NES or whatever, like back before the 7th gen. If you're releasing something before then, you gotta make sure you're getting a quality product out of the gate. You don't get a do-over. I mean, you kind of get a do-over sometimes with, like, re-releases and, like, greatest hits versions and stuff like that, but for the most part, you don't really get a do-over. You release your thing, it's out there, and that's how people are going to view it. And I think more companies should do that, but you see time and time again, there are games like No Man's Sky and like Cyberpunk, and I can't think of any others off the top of my head. I think Starfield was really buggy at launch, but I don't feel like that one has exactly redeemed itself in the public's eye just yet. But You have these games that come out and they're really buggy and then they get patched up and everybody's like, yep, this game was always good, always loved this one. And it's like, no, it wasn't. You love it after it's been patched. You love it after it's been patched. It's basically a different game at this point. Management doesn't think that QA matters when things aren't broken. Also, hi Dachi, how are you doing today? How's your Wednesday going? Masahiro Ito is one of the artists who apparently took a major supervisory role in the remake to keep Bloober in line and guide them. He's the one that I was thinking of, who you guys were saying he mentioned something about the camera, and he's the one that's like really upset about like Pyramid Head being shoehorned into everything else, right? I believe so. I think he was the guy behind Pyramid Head, if I remember right, and he's like James's thing from my understanding, and he's mad about that. They wanted to have a mascot, and I understand where they're coming from, but the thing that he made, they just took it and they just shoehorned it in everywhere where it doesn't belong. Took a supervisor role to keep them in line and guide them in the remake to do justice to the original and be well received. I think that's good because I feel like there's always the worry with like remakes or whatever, the new company or like the same company just with different people or whatever, they can have very different ideas of what a game's design and like what the art direction and whatnot should be. A good example of that is the Blue Point remake of Demon's Souls. They did not do it justice. I say that as a big fan of the original. I bought that like on launch, got the special edition. I think that was the game that I picked up my PS3 to play. I had a copy of Metal Gear Solid 4 that I bought on launch, and then like I didn't have a PS3, so I couldn't play it, and I was just like sitting there with my copy of Metal Gear Solid 4 that I couldn't play, and Demon's Souls came out, and I was like, okay, I should really get a PS3. I should really get a PS3. So I grabbed a PS3 along with my copy of Demon's Souls, and they did not do good with the art direction they tried to take it in. I will say Silent Hill 2 Remake has very physically satisfying content. Don Bluth was an ex-Disney animator. Broke off to do his own thing, or maybe he was fired. He and some of his buddies from Disney went to found their own company. What's like a movie or something I might know his work from? Keep in mind, I don't know anything. Keep in mind that my head is empty at all times, and I don't know anything at all. Ever in movies. It'd be a missed opportunity if they didn't have themed gyms. I don't think they do. I think they're just like regular run-of-the-mill gyms. You're not gonna go into like the Silent Hill gym and everything's gonna be all like rusty, and like you get on the treadmill and they have like a monster behind you and you have to pretend you're running from it, or like you go into like the Metal Gear gym and you have to like crawl under like barbed wire or something. It's nothing like that. It's nothing like that. Although that would be cool. That would be cool, all of these. Konami has been handing off Silent Hill to far more no-name developers than Bloober for the latter half of the mainline series, prior to going dormant for a while. See, I don't know anything about like the later entries in the series. I wasn't sure if those were all done in-house or not. Like the in-house developer was Team Silent, right? If I remember right. And when did they like dissolve or whatever? Like when did they stop working on that? If anything, handing it over to devs with experience making several horror games was a better call than what the veterans were expecting from them at this point. The Bloober had like no experience making games with combat. Are there games just like walking sims for the most part? I don't actually think I have ever in my life played a single Bloober team game. Like period. But they are. Oh, okay. Okay. I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with that. There's definitely a place for those kinds of horror games, but that's not Silent Hill. That's not Silent Hill. That was the guy that said something to the effect of, I wish I hadn't designed Pyramid Head. Yeah, like he is, I would say, rightfully upset about that. Rightfully so, I would say. And I don't know. But Silent Hill also, like, it had kind of a large reemergence there whenever they announced the 2 remake, because at the same time, they announced, what was it? Like 2 or 3 other games. There was Silent Hill F that was going to be done by, I don't remember his name, the dude that made Higurashi and Umineko. Never remember that dude's name. Townfall? Have we heard anything else about Townfall? Ascension was the weird streaming one, right? Like that one did not turn out good. But I thought like the trailer that they showed for Silent Hill F, I think that was the one that had like a ton of like spider lilies and stuff in their theming, and like those are commonly like associated with death in Japanese media and whatnot. So like that makes sense. But I thought the like more Japanese take on it looked really cool. If that is the one that I'm thinking of, it's been forever since I've seen the trailer that they showed off for that. I tried playing Demon Souls Remake after playing Elden Ring, and it was hard despair. What do you mean it was despair? You mean like the gameplay felt too simple after coming off of Elden Ring or something like that? I started playing through the Demon Souls Remake whenever I got my PS5, and like honestly, I didn't even finish it. I don't know if I got distracted by something or if I was just off-put by all the changes or what, but they butchered the soundtrack and the art design in it. Although I also feel like something he said in the heat of the moment, not something he genuinely believes. He's talked more fondly about designing Pyramid Head lately. I imagine at least a part of that is like the 2 remake coming around and him having the opportunity to work with the team working on it and stuff. I would imagine. To be fair, I would have regretted making Pyramid Head after seeing the Silent Hill film. I don't know if I've seen the film or not. I feel like I maybe did, but I don't know anything about that. Let me go ahead and kill this guy, Olympies. Let me go ahead and kill that guy. He also got quite peeved about how people online were not just dissing the remake, but being outright disrespectful to its developers. Although his last comment on that suggested he was just going to block those people going forward. Yeah, like, I don't know, a lot of people seem to have trouble with that. If you're having issues with that kind of thing on Twitter, either just block the people or ignore them entirely, because a lot of people are just on there to get like a reaction out of other people, and they're going to say stuff that's purposely like inflammatory, and a lot of people, they take the bait. A lot of people will take the bait, and I don't think that's a good practice. Like, in general, I try not to use social media very much, but I've been like in different communities that kind of sort of function the same way, where there are people that'll just like try to like start fights and arguments with others just for no reason, I guess. Let me go ahead and ban you as well. For like seemingly no reason other than making people upset or whatever. And I don't know. Like, you eventually just learn, like, don't look at that. Don't give it any mind. The first 4 Silent Hill games were done by Team Silent within Konami. The devs within said the team shifted around from entry to entry, and the lead guy even left to form his own team, which later made Siren, and is now working on Slitterhead. I've never heard of that one. I know, didn't the lead dude from Silent Hill end up at Japan Studio or something? I know there was somebody really important to Silent Hill that worked on Gravity Rush, and that really surprised me to find out. That really surprised me. It might have been the musician, I don't remember. The Umineko guy. Yeah, I always forget his name. He's like he's got like a year in his name, I think, if I remember right. I get the impression Team Silent was never formally dissolved. They just went on to do other stuff, some within Konami, others elsewhere. One guy apparently worked with Nintendo on Luigi's Mansion 3. He's bringing the real horror to Nintendo consoles, Elephants. He's bringing the real horror. All of Annapurna's developers quit, so that might cause problems for Townfall, even though they were only publishing. I've seen that name around a couple times. I don't know who or what Annapurna is. Are they just a publisher? Like, I've seen their name around recently, but I don't know anything about them. Every time I hear that, it makes me think of, oh gosh, what's that team called? The ones that got bought up by Valve. They made, I think, Firewatch and something else. I know they're not the same people, but it always makes me think of them. And I think everybody that was on that team that got bought up by Valve that made like Firewatch and whatever their other games were, I think they all like left recently. I think I recall reading like an article. I'm not sure, but Annapurna always makes me think of that. Twitter feels like everyone's baiting each other. I mean, people getting other people mad is like, if you get somebody else large enough to get mad and like reply to you or like make like a butt of themselves publicly, like that's like views for you. I don't think that's a good way to do things, but I see why they do it. I think Twitter and social media in general are kind of something that a lot of people need to learn to limit themselves more on. There are some people that make that like their entire like thing that they do, and I don't think that's good. I don't think that's healthy. I try to limit myself to spending maybe like 5 minutes on Twitter a day. What I do is like, I go on, I post something I have to say, I'll maybe look at like the people that I'm following section, maybe take a brief glance through like the For You section, and then like I'll be done. I'll be done. That's all Twitter is for me. I maybe end up missing like some stuff that I otherwise would like to see, like if people are having events coming up or whatever, that kind of thing. But ultimately, I think I'm happier for not spending too much time on Twitter, because a lot of people take it too seriously. A lot of people get really like, and I don't think there's a better way to put this, but a lot of people get really like Twitter brained. And I don't know, like, people can have differing opinions. I think that's fine. If I say something like I think Bloodborne is stinky and one of you disagrees with me, I'm not gonna be like, oh, okay, we gotta ban this guy. We gotta get this person out of here. They don't have the same opinion as me. You're allowed to disagree with me, LMPs. You're allowed to disagree with me here, even as long as you're respectful and polite about it. If you're ever trying to like pick a fight with me or something, we might have some trouble. Then. The 4 later Silent Hills prior to the whole PT debacle were made by various Western developer teams. Not entirely sure why Konami didn't stick to in-house. The series historically sold worse with every entry. They probably just didn't see worth in spending much money on it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they just needed like another really good one to knock it out of the park and revitalize interest or something. Cause you can definitely see, thank you for the head pat, Richard. You can definitely see from the way that the response that they're getting from Silent Hill 2. I think the demand is still there for Silent Hill. I do think, however, an occasional break from a series can do good for it. Because a good example of that off the top of my head, one of my absolute favorite series in the entire world, maybe even like my overall favorite, I would go as far as to say my favorite, the Mega Man series. I think if I remember right, there was a point where Capcom was releasing upwards of, I think it was 13 or 14 games in 1 year. 1 year? Like, a lot of them are like mobile games, a lot of them are like spin-offs, a lot of them are like collections or whatever, but there was definitely Mega Man fatigue. And I think like, the fans that are there that love it are still there. They're probably not going anywhere. And giving it a break can be the kind of thing where if there hasn't been a new entry in your series for like 10 years or something like that, and then suddenly it's like there's a rumor that maybe a new one's coming out, and then you like drop a trailer or something, and like it takes another 2 or 3 years to come out, and it's like there's like 12 or 13 years in between that. Thank you for the head pat, Goldie. There's like 12 or 13 years in between like your last game and your newest one. Like, that can get some new people interested. Like, I think if you are a series that has a legacy the way that Silent Hill does, for example, take a break. Take a break. Hi, Gently Wellness. How are you doing? I haven't seen you for quite a while. I hope you've been super duper well. But give your series a break, and then new people might be like, oh, this is a new entry. This is going to be like a less crusty entry in this series that I've always heard about. Maybe I'll check it out. Like, I think that's not a bad thing for a series. Let me get a drink real quick, Ellen, please. Meant to say the lead guy from Silent Hill 1 specifically left after the first game. I hope. I get the feeling that the Silent Hill 2 remake is going to do well enough. They're probably going to want to do more. I think what they're probably going to do is remake 3 next. I hope they do 1 at some point. I hope they do 1. Hi, Gently Villainous. How have you been? It's the same kind of thing with, didn't Silent Hill also have some PSP exclusives? I believe it did. I recall seeing some of those. I think Shattered Memories, that was either Wii or PSP if I remember right. I know there's at least one PSP game. I'm like 90% sure. Remaking 3 next would be atrociously bad and draw the ire of many fans. 3 kinda sorta needs 1 for context, right? Also, hi Red, how are you? How's your Wednesday going? Also in Townfall, I think they made a comment that development was continuing on, but nothing specific. That's the kind of thing where they might throw out that comment and things are just kind of maybe kind of sort of gonna happen if they can get things together, but then they could just go quiet on it for like the next decade. And then they just quietly one day go, Silent Hill Townfall has been canceled. And that's it. That's it. I mean, they just scroll it randomly for art and stuff. Maybe it's third-party apps and extensions I use. I rarely see garbage I don't like on there. I mean, it's the kind of thing where you do have to like curate what you see, but that takes a lot of time. That takes a lot of time and effort, and it's like you could just do something better with your time. You could go like you could go watch a movie or play a game or like learn a skill or something, in my opinion. I've still been lurking in the Discord, but I have missed being in stream. We're going to have this is for all of you. This is for all of you. We're going to have at the end of the month another 24-hour stream. I know this might be a bit too soon after the previous one, but we're having another 24-hour stream at the end of the month for Halloween LMVs. Origins originally, and that was ported to PS2, is Origins like anything to do with the earlier entries? Was it well received? I don't think I've heard anything about Origins. I think a large number of people, myself included, wound up getting into the series post PT, and were just so desperately craving some new Silent Hill stuff after playing through the games that even the remake, not being something brand new, really quenched our thirst. Yeah, like. It's good timing. It's good timing, I feel. They kind of hooked people in with the whole PT thing, and then a lot of people were left wanting more. I played through a little bit of PT back whenever it came out, and it's it's pretty neat. I would be interested to see... Hi, Sake Momo. I would be interested to see what a Kojima-directed Silent Hill could look like. Been having a decent day. Haven't been around much because I've been having ISP issues. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. I've heard of a lot of people lately having ISP issues. Like, a couple different people that I know and a couple different streamers that I know, like... It seems like ISP issues are kind of running rampant. Hi, Foley. How's Wednesday treating you? How's Wednesday treating you? Wolves have a strong sense of hierarchy within the pack, with dominant individuals having priority access to resources. I think we've discussed this before. That isn't entirely accurate because my understanding is like the whole concept of a hierarchy with like alphas and betas and whatnot. That's only really a thing that wolves experience in captivity. I believe. I'm not a wolfologist. Like, I know I'm a wolf, but like, I've never been in a zoo. Unless you consider my stream a zoo. I'm here in my cage, I'm in my pen, and you guys can... It's like a petting zoo. You guys can come by and you can see me and you can be like, oh, look at the cute wolf, and you can give me treats and you can headpat me. Thank you for the headpat, Gently Villanous. Thank you. It's like a petting zoo, how one feels. Cookie point earning opportunity. Yeah, if anybody like isn't aware. In November. Thank you for the headpat, Ayu. In November, I'm going to be running a raffle / like guaranteed buy-in for cookies. You guys are going to be able to, you're going to be able to get a box of Christmas cookies from me, potentially. Thank you for the head pat, Big Nerd Sim. If you have like 25,000, 50,000, or 100,000 points, you'll be able to, you'll have the opportunity to potentially earn like a guaranteed buy-in for a box of cookies from me. If somebody else beats you to the punch, you're gonna have to go for the next step up in terms of like points. I ask everybody that has like over 100,000 points, please don't buy the 25,000 one. Please buy the 100,000 one. Let other MMFs have a chance as well. But I'm going to have like a limited number of slots for guaranteed buy-ins, and then I'm also going to do a raffle on top of that for people who either can't afford the buy-in or who aren't fast enough to get the guaranteed buy-in, because I can't really think of a more fair way to do it, to be honest. I can't think of a more fair way than just a live spin the wheel thing. So I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna have guaranteed buy-in for... I wanted LMFs who have been here longer to have like priority access to getting the cookies, because it would feel kind of bad if I was like a regular that had been like in a stream or something for like a year, and everybody that won was just like someone that dropped by from like a week ago or something. But I still want those people to have the opportunity. So I have the guaranteed buy-in and I have the raffle. So we'll have 25k, 50k, and 100k like tiers that you can get like a guaranteed box of cookies from me. Those will be limited to like 5 slots or maybe 8 slots each, and then I'll also do a wheel spin on top of that for maybe 5 or 8 different people as well. So make sure you're paying attention to like my Twitter or the MWMFI Cord or whatever in November, because I'll announce how exactly I'm going to handle it before then. Hi Ra, popping in to say hi before I sleep. Hi Ra, please sleep well. Please sleep well, it's good to see you. I feel like we were robbed of the greatest horror game of all time with Silent Hill's cancellation. I don't know. I would be interested to see, and I think Kojima could do a good horror game. I think we're going to see a lot of the concepts from it recycled into OD, because I'm pretty sure that's going to be a horror game based off of the marketing for it so far. Origins originally released on PSP. Shattered Memories later got ported to PSP from Wii. Oh, it was ported from the Wii to PSP? Kinda wish they had made a full game out of whatever morsels of plot we got in PT. But who knows if the actual game Silent Hills would have even been tied back to the playable teaser they just released to drum up interest. Yeah, like, I think it's very likely that other than what they showed at the end with the trailer with Norman Reedus, I think it's very likely that it was probably going to be unrelated, like the repeating hallway and the ghost lady. I think her name was like Lisa or something like that. I don't remember, but I think that was all probably going to be unrelated and just there to drum up hype. That's more than fair. I can't think of a better way to do it, MLPs. I think that's about the best I can do for now. Maybe if I get like a team and I do like industrial level baking at some point, I will be able to guarantee everyone can have a box, but I'm broke. I'm just one wolf. I can't hire any additional helping hands. Hard playing base games. Ain't no way. Hi Surface Tenchi. I play a lot of good games, don't I, MLVs? I like to think I play a lot of good games. I would say on average, I play more good games than bad games. I want them cookies. MLVs, just make sure you're paying attention like at the end of this month or like early November, okay? I had a lot more points. I blew like 60k points on the VIP thing. I feel bad about the VIP thing in retrospect because it didn't occur to me that it's kind of disinclusive for newer people coming in, and some people, the way that I had it set up was you could have like VIP forced upon you with no way to like turn it off yourself, and in retrospect that was kind of a bad idea for a system. I think the idea of it being like, how do I put this? The idea of it being like stock market, you can like lower the cost of points for things and like get some sort of redeem like as a community effort thing. I like that in concept, but I don't know what I should tie that to instead. I'm not sure, but we do still have another 24-hour stream coming. If you guys grab better Twitch TV, like, you can set it up in such a way that you will grab all of like the additional, like, they're the little like treasure chests that pop up that give you additional points. You can make it grab those automatically, and we're gonna have another 24-hour stream. So hopefully that should be enough for some of you guys to build up points before November. I'm not sure when exactly I'm going to put the guaranteed cookies live, but we'll see. We'll see. If Silent Hill PT was that nuts with just an L hallway, I can only imagine what Silent Hills was gonna look like when you step outside. See, I think I've talked about this before in regards to Metal Gear Solid 5. I think it is significantly easier to design a small, controlled, tight experience like in the hallway versus making like an open world game. And my comparison there was like playing Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, going from Camp Omega, which was like a denser, handmade experience that like you still give your player options. You still give your player options on how to approach situations, how to play, and there are like multiple ways to approach the objective or whatever. But it's a tighter, more controlled, more purposely designed experience versus like going into the Phantom Pain. It's just open world. You could just like, you could take the same approach for everything, and like you never really had to think or do anything too different. Whereas I wish the Phantom Pain, for example, we're getting a fair amount of bots today. I wish the Phantom Pain, for example, would have been like just I don't know, 4 or 5 like Camp Omega size maps that are just really dense with like missions and all of those. I think that would make I think that would personally make for a tighter, better, more fun experience than just open world. You approach everything by just like sniping everybody with a tranq sniper from a distance and just like driving in with a jeep or whatever. Like it seems like once you figure out how to play, like the game is solved due to the open world nature. You're never really forced to confront like inside areas or tight spaces or like verticality too much in open world games from what I've seen for the most part. Some games do a better job than others handling that. Some games do, but a lot of them are just like wide open spaces with a lot of nothing to see, and it feels like it's just padding to get to the things that you want to see, in my opinion. And like, don't get me wrong, I like some open world games. I think they can be really good. I think they can be well done. A good example of this, in my opinion, is The Evil Within 2. I don't know if any of you have played Evil Within 1 and 2. Evil Within 1 is basically like Resident Evil 4. If you have played Resident Evil 4, if you like Resident Evil 4, strongly recommend playing Evil Within 1, because it is basically just a Resident Evil 4 clone with Shinji Mikami behind it. Like, he worked on the first game. I don't think he worked on the second game. I'm like 90% sure he worked on the first game. He might not have, but I'm pretty sure he did. And then he worked on that, and it's basically a Resident Evil 4 clone. And then the second game is, it's like open world. It's open world, but it's a smaller open world playing area than what you normally get from most games. The map is considerably smaller, but as a result of it being smaller, not quite as wide open, I felt like whenever I was playing, I was absolutely just tripping across cool stuff to find. Unlike in other open world games where I felt like I could go like literally forever without finding anything. I would say the Evil Within 2 struck a good balance for me. It is open world, but it uses smaller maps to give you that tighter, more contained experience. And I would also say another game in a similar vein, and this one's obviously gigantic, and it took a absolute like buttload of development time, I have heard. This is a robbery. Hi Riley, how are you today? Welcome in. This is obviously an outlier. Not every company can do this. Elden Ring, the base game, I felt like I was just absolutely tripping over stuff everywhere. There was always something to find, and the map is so densely packed. Now, you could argue whether or not it's actually good, important, meaningful content, because a lot of people don't want to have to do an entire dungeon just to get like one weapon or whatever, but to me, I felt like they mixed it up enough. They had enough content there, they had enough enemy types, they had enough bosses that it felt great to me. Thank you for the follow, Riley. I 100%ed it on my first playthrough, and I had so much fun. It's so much fun. Anyone who thinks that OG Demon Souls is better is based, in my opinion. Yeah, I love the original. I love the original Demon Souls on movies. I should probably go back at some point and finish the remake. I did pay for it, but I don't know. I have half a mind just to like hook up my PS3 and play it there instead. Open world feels like the default for a lot of bigger games, whereas to me, you should need a really good excuse to make your game open world. I agree 100%. 100%. I think instead of being open world by default, games should like, what can I do if I make my game open world? I think there are some games that I have never played it. A good example, in my opinion, though, from everything I have heard, the Mercenaries games are open world, and I feel like they are, from what I have heard, one of the good reasons you should do an open world game. The level of like destruction and like being able to free roam in a giant sandbox like that, that's an important core part of the gameplay there. And I think you could achieve something similar in a non-open world game, but it's not going to have the same scale, it's not going to have the same wow factor, and I feel like taking the same amount of like resources that you would have in a non-open world game and stretching it out to be open world, that's when you have a bad game. That's when you have a bad game. In fact, another game that I can think of, I think I saw people back in the day making the comparison between the two. Red Faction Guerrilla, if anybody has played that. I thought that was great as an open world experience because destruction and like level deformation and stuff was like a core aspect of that game, and you kind of needed to have like the open world because you needed like these giant bridges, you needed like these giant buildings for you to be able to knock down, and just having that all squeezed into one area wouldn't feel very good in my opinion. But I loved Red Faction Guerrilla, great game. Red Faction 1 was awesome. I love Red Faction 1. It was so fun to play multiplayer. Being able to tunnel around the map is like the coolest thing ever, OMVs. It is the coolest. The coolest. Open world fatigue is real. Open zones are much better design philosophy. Yeah, like just make those like ground zero size levels. Just you know, make a tighter, more controlled experience. Thank you for the head pat, Richard. Thank you for the head pat. A friend of mine has played through the first and started the second, and from what I've seen, I like how Evil Within 2 looks more. Evil Within 1 is like it's hard for me to say it has much of an identity of its own. Like, it does its own thing with the setting and the story, but like it is a Resident Evil 4 reskin, top to bottom. There is no getting around that. Evil Within 2, I would say, has its own identity, and I will forever be upset that Tango Gameworks is probably just gone now, because they got purchased up by ZeniMax, the owners of Bethesda, and then Bethesda and everything under them. I don't know if it was all of ZeniMax or if it was just like Bethesda and everything under them. They got bought up by Microsoft, so Tango was owned by Microsoft, and then they were going to shut Tango down, and I think there was like a Chinese company, I believe, bought Tango out before they were closed down, and they have all of the IPs and stuff. They have all of the IPs. They could make another Hi-Fi Rush, they could make another Evil Within if they wanted. But I fear for their future. I fear for their future. I really hope they can actually make some good games, and like they get to stay open, and it doesn't just end up that they bought them out for the IPs, because I think that would be really sad. I really like the Evil Within, and I haven't played Hi-Fi Rush yet, but everybody says that those are that's a really good game. I should probably get around to it at some point. I really like Evil Within a lot. Never played 2. I feel like you owe it to yourself to play 2. It's such a cool game, Olivier. It's such a cool game. I really like Evil Within 2. I think that's on like Xbox Game Pass. If you guys have like $15 to throw, like you can go get that in addition to like everything else you can play in like a month, and it's really fun. I think the villain in it is really cool. The first villain, let me say, because they do introduce more villains, and I think the first one is super cool. Oh my god, he is like a JoJo character put into a horror game, and he's cool. Oh, he's cool. They introduced like 2 other villains, and I think they're pretty lacking and not as well built out as the first villain. Hydrate? Okay, let me get a drink on, please. Let me get a drink. Evil Within 3 soon? I sure as heck hope so. Heavily agree. The way they restrict your movement really helps make the open world feel less empty. Sorry, in which game? In which game? the different teleporters to like Caelid, or the shaded forest and secret paths are also cool for freedom of exploration. Oh, and Elden Ring. The fact that certain quest lines change based on if you reach Altus early makes your exploration have extra meaning. Yeah, like, once you know what the different triggers are in Elden Ring, you can absolutely like cruise through it even way faster than any other Souls game, and you can do a lot of things in regards to like NPC quests and like even just dialogue and stuff by your exploration. So I think I've played through Elden Ring like 6 or 7 times, give or take, and I've had a blast every single time. Every time. I only 100%ed it the first time. I remember when Elden Ring came out, I kind of disappeared and I was completely unreachable for like the better part of a month while I played it. I was just like completely gone from the internet. It's always sad when an IP is bought just to sit and rot. Yeah, I'm like super sad about that own phase. I really hope they make Evil Within 3 and they don't just sit on the IPs forever, because I don't think there would be much of a reason to buy them up just for the IPs. I don't think, as much as I loved Evil Within, I don't think it's a household name. I don't think it's a household name. I don't think anybody's gonna be like, oh man, Evil Within gotcha game or anything like that. I don't think anybody's gonna be like, oh man, Hi-Fi Rush mobile clicker game or anything like that. I don't know what they would realistically do with the IPs if they don't intend to make more games, you know. Controversial opinion? San Andreas kind of sucks as an open world sandbox. I remember enjoying it, but like I played it forever ago. I feel like only in the last like I don't know, only in the last like maybe like 10 years or so, I've started like more critically looking at video games and what I feel like, what kind of design philosophies and principles make them good. In my opinion, because like a lot of things that I say are pretty subjective. I am never going to claim that my opinions are objective fact. Never, I won't be. I'm super sorry about that big truck driving right outside my window. There have been a bunch of those going by. JoJo horror villain. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. The big trucks going by outside of my window, they have been a pain in the butt while I've been trying to sleep. I use my earplugs, I use my eye mask, and like, they still wake me up through it. It's still hot enough where I live that I need to have like my window open to be able to sleep, or else I can't do it at all. Thank you for the head pat, gently villainous. But the horror villain, the JoJo horror villain, Evil Within 2, he's like, I'm trying to remember how exactly his power worked. I think it was like he can like rewind people. He puts them in like a rewind time loop. He puts them like in stasis and like think of it as he's recording like 5 seconds of what happens. He photographs photos and locks that moment in a time cube. Yeah, it's like he like takes a picture of you and like it locks you into like I don't know, like 5 seconds, and like you just replay those 5 seconds like over and over or something like that. I think was how it worked. I don't remember. It's been a bit since I played it, but he's a really cool villain, and like he's kind of flamboyant. He's got a cool style to him. The portal to Caelid is a really funny discovery for new players. That is like, I think just about everybody is going to find that their first time, because like it's right near where you're going to go explore, and it's like you're you're put in some cave that's an absolute horror nightmare to get out of, and then suddenly, like, you emerge from the cave, you finally get out of, like, the terrible place you've been stuck for the last, like, 2 or 3 hours, and suddenly you're at, like, the end of the world. That is such a cool moment, in my opinion. The exit of that cave is like it's like a whoa moment. I say that, and I like the game, but I like tighter sandbox worlds that reward you for exploring. Saints Row 2 had so many Easter eggs in comparison, and just a slice of that. I've never played a Saints Row game. I've never played a single one in my life. That's just a series that, like, I totally dodged. I have a lot of series like that somehow, despite playing a ton of games. Like, I completely dodge a lot of them. It underperformed, if I recall correctly. See, that's sad. Because Evil Within 1 is, like I said, basically a Resident Evil 4 clone, but Evil Within 2 is great. And I would even go as far as to say, hi Coyote Knight, how's your Wednesday treating you? I would go as far as to say, like, Evil Within 1 is a really great game too. I had a really great time playing it. Like, let me say, whenever I say it is a by-the-books Resident Evil 4 clone, I don't mean that's a bad thing. I don't mean that's a bad thing. It is a very competent Resident Evil 4 clone. It does what it does well. It's a more modern Resident Evil 4 is how I would put it. And I don't know, I love it. Doing good. Gonna hide in the shadows if you don't mind? Of course not. Of course not. Everybody's welcome to lurk here. Everybody. That was me as well, just sitting and enjoying the game. I'm a huge Souls fan and Elden Ring was awesome. Yeah, Elden Ring's great album phase. I had so much fun with it, and I'm kind of worried whenever it gets around to time for, like, Elden Ring 2 or whatever their next game is going to be to come out. I'm worried it's going to end up the same way as the DLC. Don't get me wrong, I had fun with the DLC, I liked it. I could tell they didn't have as much time to polish it. It could have used more time in the oven, I feel, because the story feels half-baked and unresolved. The open world doesn't feel as good. It feels like everywhere that you would expect there to be stuff in the... If you were looking at the game design of the base game, you'd expect there to be, like, you go down this, like, this dead end or whatever. It's like you expect something there, and it's like the DLC just felt really empty in comparison. I don't know. I'm worried that Elden Ring 2 might end up the same way, because Elden Ring 1 was in development for, like, ages. I don't know if they're willing to, like, just have other stuff in their development pipeline while they have, like, Elden Ring 2 or whatever their next game is going to be, like, cooking up for the next, like, decade or whatever. I don't know if they're okay with that or not, so I'm kind of worried. But I am hopeful because they knocked it out of the park once. Tierra Robonda is kind of empty as heck. Flint Country and Waystone barely have anything. The game stranded you there twice for no reason. What... Are those areas in San Andreas? Or is that a Saints Row thing? I don't remember. Oh, okay, those are San Andreas. I don't remember the names of the areas. The forest areas? Oh, those areas kind of sucked. All of the missions there aren't very fun in my opinion. I don't care for, like, all of the backwoods, like, racing missions and stuff. I felt like that part dragged on way too long. And I never played GTA 3. I feel like seeing Mr. Claude Grand Theft was kind of lost on me because I was like, I don't care about this guy. I don't care about this guy. I don't know anything about him. Take some of this cold air and enjoy it. I would love that. I would love that album phase. I'm still pretty hot. I'm really looking forward to winter. That's definitely a JJ villain power. Yeah, like I think it's really cool. I think that's really cool album phase. All you see is the red sky of heck. Yeah, that's such a cool moment walking out into that. After 2, it becomes just another sandbox game. You mean, Saints Row. Saints Row, right? I don't know. Never played them. Never played them. Maybe I should try them at some point. I always remember hearing really good things about them. I know a lot of people like the later ones, but, like, it was kind of like off-puttingly wacky to me whenever you have like you become like the president of Earth and you get like superpowers and you have like the dubstep gun and stuff. I don't know, that seemed a bit much for me. That was a bit off-putting to me at the time. That chest portal is so mean. It's hilarious. I like the portal that heads to the Beast Chapel and how you learn about it as a reward for helping an NPC. Yeah, like I like the concept of information that is useful as a reward. Because like it might be the kind of thing where you've already like wandered across whatever the goodie that you'd get is. Maybe have like a fail-safe for that where if the player has already found that area, they just give you an item instead or something. Like not like a missable, unique, one-of-a-kind item or anything, but just something to be like, oh, you already found this? Well, take this upgrade material instead or something like that. It's a great game, even if it wears its inspiration openly in its sleeve. Haven't played the DLC yet? I would say the DLC is good, the bosses are good, the new enemies are cool, I like a lot of different stuff. It has... Shadows of the Erdtree has some of the most beautiful areas I have ever seen in a FromSoft game. Some of those areas are absolutely breathtaking. Like, oh man, I don't wanna like spoil them or anything, but some of them are beautiful. Some of them are beautiful. And I would say the final boss of the DLC kind of pushes... It feels like with the final boss of Shadow of the Erdtree, in my opinion, unless they are going to do more of the same, they have pushed their current combat system without giving the player more options. They have pushed it about as far as they can, I feel. If they don't make a major change to like your mobility or like your ability to react to enemies, I think it's going to feel like more of the same going forward, because I feel like they've maxed out what they can do with their combat system, in my opinion. I have faith that FromSoft can make the EXT base or next base game good. DLC has a lot less time put into it, and I can see why they aren't as good. Yeah, I don't know. I wanted more from Shadow of the Erdtree, and it didn't feel like it entirely delivered for me. I'm big into it for the story and stuff, and they really underperformed there, and I was left like just kind of like, huh? Really? Like it felt like. Did I miss the entire gameplay? No, we haven't started playing the game yet. How are you doing today, Denji? It's good to see you again. It's good to see you again. I hope you're having a nice Wednesday. GTA 3 was amazing in its time, but I played it recently and it felt so dated. I have never played 3 or Vice City LMVs. I know a lot of people seem to act like Vice City is like their entire childhood. I know some people who want like Vice City to be their whole personality, and I think I should at least play Vice City at some point. At some point. That said, I think DLCs of Souls games are all pretty good. Kingdoms from Dark Souls 2 and the Painted World and Ring City were all fun. I think I like the Dark Souls 2 DLC best, personally. I think the Ivory Crown is like one of the best DLCs, like, period. They absolutely like thematically knock it out of the park. The presentation is great. I feel like the boss fights are pretty good. I feel like the area is fun to traverse, except for the one snowfield with the Kirin. If you know the one I'm talking about, the funny unicorns, like, that place is heck. Other than that, love it. Love it, I won't phase. I think you need to get into the mindset that GTA 3 is GTA 1 and 2 in a 3D costume. Cars break down easily, missions are short and arcadey, there's little time to mess around. Tried a mage build in Shadow of the Erdtree after my first build and it was excruciating. Yeah, the enemies seem so aggressive in Shadow of the Erdtree. I don't know if you'd have time to cast. An hour, huh? We do a little bit of chatting for up to 2 hours sometime. I think the longest chatting segment I have ever had at Elmphase has been 2.5 hours, I think. Just shy of 2.5 hours, I want to say. Hi, Cyber Angle Ben 10. How are you doing? How are you? I understand that. I played 1 and 2 way back in the day. Played 3 on release. It was amazing, but it doesn't exist in a vacuum. I've never played GTA 1 or 2. I've never played them. Are they worth a playthrough on One Piece? San Andreas is just a Southern California simulator. I grew up on the old Avatar game. Not the one with the benders, but the one with the blue monkeys. I miss that game. I've never played any game related to Avatar. I've never seen the movie either. I think I recall people saying whenever Avatar like 1 and 2 came out, they were both really like spectacular visually. I don't know if they hold up or not. I don't know. I've never seen them. I've never seen them. That's what I remember most from that DLC. The snowfield, you mean? For me, well, what is that one called? Crown of the Ivory King? Is that the name of the DLC? I think it was. And that has one of the absolute coolest, like, final bosses in FromSoft history, in my opinion. Like, oh man, if you have not played through Dark Souls 2, the DLC is so good. I would say I love all of them. I would say the Iron Keep one, or whatever it's called, is my least favorite, but it does have some cool level design. It has some cool bosses. It's just the other two are like really good. They're like really good. That snowfield, of course, the best sword is trapped behind that place. And then you have the double kitty cats fight, and everybody seems to hate that one too. Just wondering, do you get sidetracked easily? I try not to, but I like to hang around and chat with you guys, so I like to, I don't know, I like to talk about like whatever comes up or whatever's on my mind. I try not to get too sidetracked, but I am forgetful, so if I ever like get off topic or whatever, there's a likelihood that I might forget what I was talking about. Potentially. There's certainly some historical significance. I did play it to see how it held up. It's still a good game. Better than a lot of games released these days. I don't think I'd play it again. Won't diminish my fun memories of it though. I think that's something that a lot of people don't seem to take to heart, is if you have this is kind of backtracking to the topic of remakes. If you have like good fond memories of a game and like you still enjoy playing it, if they like re-release it and the re-release isn't as good, like say like the Silent Hill HD collection where they like absolutely messed up the fog among other things, and like that's a huge part of the atmosphere. Or like they do a full-on remake, like the Silent Hill 2 remake, or like Resident Evil remakes. The original's not going anywhere. You can still always play that. New releases aren't going to take away from the original. That's still always there for you, and that's part of why we love physical games always. Unless it's Warcraft 3. I think you can still, like, if you want to, go pirate the original Warcraft 3. I think. Hi, Almighty Funk. How are you? The Pits of Chaos is such a cool arena. Is that what it was called? I didn't remember if it had a name or not. Astel, that's the boss you don't like in Elden Ring. I would say, in my opinion, the boss that I struggled with the most was definitely the final boss of Shadows of the Erd Tree, because I was doing your generic like rolling build. I was using a great sword, and I was fighting the final boss of Shadows of the Erd Tree, and it took me 14 hours straight of fighting that guy. I stayed up for 14 straight hours when that came out. Hi, Baymic. Melania doesn't count because she's supposed to be like that. Not her. I found her pretty easy. Like, I can usually beat her in like, I don't know, like 5 tries or something. The first time I fought her, she took me a bit, but I don't consider her like the worst. boss. I got to play OG Demon's Souls again on a trip I took, and it's so much better than I remember. I feel like they haven't quite had the same level design or atmosphere since the original Demon Souls. I feel like they've been going away from that, like, they're still doing like dark and gritty worlds, but there was something really special about Demon Souls that I miss. And I feel like it feels like they've kind of been successively doing like, these games are kind of sort of related, but they're also not related. You have like, I think in Dark Souls, if I remember right, they mentioned that like the lands are like shrouded in like a fog, like in the opening of Demon Souls and stuff. And they make those kinds of references, and obviously like with stuff like Bloodborne and Sekiro and stuff like that, they've been able to do more overt references. Like you have you have in the DLC of Dark Souls 1, you've got John Bloodborne in it, like legitimately, just a Bloodborne character in Dark Souls 1's DLC. I own it in all of my PS3 games, but my PS3 broke. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. My fat PS3, the HDMI on it stopped working, and I feel awful about that on one phase. Never played the DLC, so can't say anything for the bosses there. The final boss is like, it's rough. It's rough. It's gonna take a while, I think, no matter what kind of build you play, even if you're like, even if you're doing something like cheesy, and I think this is fine. This is fine, they give you the option for it. I don't think anybody should feel bad about this, but if you're doing like a cheesy build, like the fingerprint shield fully upgraded with the one thing that makes you like not take any stamina, like, and you're just like poking the boss from behind a shield, like, it'll still probably take you at least a handful of tries. But I personally like to play all of the bosses my first time through as just dodge rolling and hitting them with a sword, because you only get to experience them for the first time once. After that, you're gonna like know what they're gonna do to a degree, I won't phase. And you can just be like, oh, get the physical copies. I don't know, there's a lot of modding and music and other stuff that's baggage with San Andreas on PC. I mean, you don't have to play those either. You don't have to. Like, all of that stuff is just extra if you want it there, you know. My friend has trauma from waterfowl dance. I think a lot of people do. It's rough until you know how to handle it. My strategy for it was, I would try to bait it out and then run as far away as humanly possible, and she would get through like the first, I think, 2 volleys of the sword slash if you just kept running, and then you would be able to dodge through the last one. That was my go-to method on One-Phase. I'm a greatsword user and had to switch my build for Rivers of Blood, which was so hard to do because I only ever used was greatsword. I actually never played with just the regular greatsword until Shadows of the Erdtree came out. But that was a ton of fun. Like, it is so long. You can hit things from so far away, and that feels so good to do. But I think in my first playthrough of Dark Souls 1, I think it was, I was using a Zweihander at some point, and that's kind of sort of like, you know, like the greatsword. Similar in concept. I like how a lot of the bosses are like puzzles. The weird time and universe dilation. I feel like they've been going less into that since the older games. Like, you had like what was his name? Dragon God in the first game, and you had this is obviously a bad example, everybody hates him. You have like Bed of Chaos in Dark Souls 1. Hi Selmy, how's your Wednesday treating you? Zwei Gaming. Yeah, I think everybody probably knows like how good the Zweihander was, like after like YouTubers and stuff started, you know, making like videos about it. But I think I swapped to that like partway through my first playthrough, and like I was sold after playing through Demon Souls. Whenever I heard they were making like a spiritual successor with Dark Souls, I was on board from day one, and I played the absolute life out of Dark Souls 1. I have probably played through with just about every weapon in that game with how many playthroughs I've done of that game. We're talking about hard games, huh? Oh, I don't know. I feel like once you understand how to play them, and as long as you're not handicapping yourself by only doing like rolling builds only like I tend to do, they aren't like killer level difficulty in my opinion. Hi Graph. Hi Graph Fitnir. How are you? Never's wide, but I'm a Claymore faithful. Yeah, the Claymore has, I think it has the exact same moveset in Dark Souls 1 as the Zweihander, but the Zweihander has a bit more reach. It has, I think it had like higher dex and strength requirements, but I love the Zweihander. It has such a good moveset, LMVs. I've only done great swords in one magic playthrough. I've done like everything in the original Dark Souls, and I've done quite a few builds in Elden Ring as well. I did my first magic playthrough, like, whenever Elden Ring came out. Every single time a Souls game has come out, I have done basically the same, like, strength dodge rolling build. I told myself when Elden Ring first came out, I'm gonna do a magic run. And I did that from the get-go. It was a ton of fun. It let me approach a lot of fights very differently. But as I got later into the game, I feel like Elden Ring has been taking the Dark Souls and Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne style boss approach to its extreme, where everything is hyper aggressive, everything is always in your face, you have no breathing room. It made it so once I got pretty far into Elden Ring, I had to just swap for like, I was using the Moonlight Greatsword, and like I just ended up using that for a majority of fights, so I was essentially just playing the same way as like a regular strength build would be, except I had some options from my magic. I had some options. Cheese is okay, IMO, but I think you should try learning the bosses and seeing how they're crafted at least once. Yeah, like, I have done a build. I have done a build where I used, I think it was like the Great Spear or something like that, and the Fingerprint Shield. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to just be able to turtle and poke all of the bosses to death. Like, I treat that as a reward. I treat that as a reward more than I do something to do for my first time. What? When are we gonna play Silent Hill? Mainly because I want to see you scream or something as I sleep. I'll get to it here in like maybe like 30 minutes at most. This is a just chatting stream. It's not. It's not a just chatting stream. The beautiful Claymore. My first Souls game was Demon Souls. It was also my first game I ever bought myself. That's cool. I love big time love the Souls series LMVs. Thank you for the raid, all Mantis. Let me give you a shout out. Geezer raid. Welcome in. What were you? Oh, you were also playing Silent Hill 2. Are you playing the remake or the original? This is my question. Not the remake as well? Okay. Everybody's playing the remake. I'm glad to see somebody else playing the original. Is it your first time? You have blind in your title there. I'm going to assume so. I didn't know about the remake when I started this playthrough. How are you enjoying it so far? How are you enjoying it? Also, for everybody that might just be joining for the first time, hello, I'm Haru. I'm your new favorite Hekkan. You don't get any other choices. You don't know any other Hekkans. You don't know any others. And we play a lot of retro games here. We play like a lot of like ROM hacks as well, if that's your kind of thing. That's my core content. I like it. I'm glad to hear that. Have you? Also, if you need to like run off, do any like post stream stuff, if you gotta like grab some food or like get a drink, go to the bathroom or sleep or whatever, like don't let me keep you here. But have you played a lot of other like horror games of the era? I am a big time horror game fan, and I've been enjoying it. I somehow dodged the Silent Hill series basically all my life until last October was whenever I actually started playing the first one. Hi Raiders, welcome to the cursed stream from Heck. No! This is my safari into old horror. Also, yeah, like, if you need to get up and stretch, like, please, please, please go for it. Hi, Chef Hathaway. How's your Wednesday treating you? I played Signalis and loved it. Now I'm going through games that inspired it. If you have not played through the Resident Evil games yet, play through those. They are some of my absolute favorite. That is one of my favorite series ever. I love it so, so, so much. Resident Evil games are great. Let me get a drink real quick on one of these. Also, hi chat. Everybody say hi to Chef Hathaway. What's with the family-friendly translation? I'm a heck hound. I'm from Heck. I'm from Heck. My original plan was to do Silent Hill 1, then Resident Evil 1, then Silent Hill 2. Chat convinced me to do Silent Hill 2 first. You haven't played Silent Hill 1 yet? If you haven't, I hear you gotta play. Oh, you did 1 first. Okay. I was gonna say, I hear you have to play 1 before you play 3. I don't want to like spoil things that I think I maybe know, because I'm still like relatively blind on Silent Hill for the most part. Like, I picked up bits and pieces over the year. Should have said Silent Hill 2 before Resident Evil. I love Resident Evil so much. I strongly suggest playing through the Resident Evil 1 remake. It is so good. It is so good. The Resident Evil 2 remake is really good too, but I would personally advocate, since it's a different kind of game, I would advocate playing through both the Resident Evil 2 remake and the original. I would say they stand side by side. Thank you for resubscribing for the 3rd month, Chef Hathaway. Thank you. I would say in regards to Resident Evil 1, I can't give you my opinion there. I've never completely beaten the original Resident Evil 1. I'm a poser. I'm a faker. I've only played the Resident Evil 1 remake. I've gotten pretty far into Resident Evil 1, the original, but like I died and hadn't saved for a while or something, and I quit. I'm a quitter. I'm a faker. What if I like the PS1 games? What if I want the pixels? In that case, at least make sure you play through the Resident Evil 1 remake at least once, because it is a gorgeous, beautiful, wonderful, like, well-crafted, excellent game. Thank you for the head pat, Gently Villainous. Oh wait, my sub. I would also say, like, some of the like, kind of sort of mainline games are skippable. Like, I would say a lot of people consider Resident Evil 0 to be part of the mainline series. Don't play Resident Evil 0. It's a rough experience. I wouldn't recommend it. They try to do something new in Resident Evil 0. It doesn't play too good. They give you like a buddy, and you're forced to play through the entire game with 2 characters, and there's no item box, so it's trying something new and it doesn't really work out, and they never really revisit it. But I do love the opening of Resident Evil 0. It's a gorgeous, beautiful intro. I love the train car. It is so gorgeous. It plays so well. After the game opens up after the intro, though, I would not recommend it. But Billy, though, Billy's okay. Play the first Silent Hill before playing 3. 3 is a sequel to the OG. Yeah, like, there's some stuff there. 2 seems pretty standalone so far, aside from the fact that, like, there is Silent Hill. When you end stream, could you perhaps just raid me to random people? Because I keep getting gifted random subs like with you. I like to laugh at that a little. We're gonna raid into whoever is going that I know. I don't have like a target picked out, because I never know who's going to be like streaming. whenever I end stream. So we'll see then. I do have to go early today. We're only going until 7. It's only a 3-hour stream instead of our usual like I don't know, 5 or 6 or whatever we end up doing. The train's the best part, and it is really good. Yeah, the train is, I would say honestly, if you want to play Resident Evil 0, I would say it's okay to play through the train section because that part is great. The train is excellent. The train is amazing. It is gorgeous. It is well crafted. I love. I cannot say I love it enough. I love the gorgeous pre-rendered backgrounds in the train. They are masterfully crafted, and like Capcom they were so on the ball in that era. Like they were masters from like the NES era all the way up until I would say like the 6th gen or so. I would say the 7th gen. They still have some good games then, but that's when they started losing their way and like heavily westernizing. But oh man, those pre-rendered backgrounds are so gorgeous. They're so gorgeous on one phase. Resident Evil 0 has neat ideas, but the same problem as Code Veronica for me, buggy enemies. I don't remember the enemies being buggy, but the lack of an item box and everything just being forced to, like, it feels like padding to a degree. Whenever you have the same characters and you can't, like, you need to run back through every single area twice as every character anytime there's a puzzle, because every puzzle is gonna make you use both characters for it. So you're just running through the same areas twice with every character, and it's like a pain in the butt because you have limited inventory slots. And like what I did whenever I was playing through Resident Evil 0, they probably didn't want me to do this. I would find one area and items persist when you drop them on the ground in Resident Evil 0. That's their trade-off for an item box, and the idea is to like get you to like backtrack to the same areas again or whatever. I would just take everything and just shove it all in one room. That's what everyone does. My item box was just the floor in like the main hallway. And then there's a point in the game where they force you to move on from that hallway, and I was like, no, my items. What am I going to do without my precious items? It was so bad on One Piece. They made me leave so much behind. The only way I've ever played the events of Zeros are in Umbrella Chronicles. That was the Wii light gun game, right? I think I played Umbrella Chronicles and Dark Side Chronicles like forever ago. I should maybe replay through those sometime. Perhaps. While we're rating before we even play the game, awesome stream. No. You're gonna get some of the game. I promise. I just really like talking to you all on Face. I like talking with you guys a lot. That's why we hang out and we chat so much, you know, before we get into the game. I promise you at least an hour of the game before I go. At least 1 hour. Pre-rendered backgrounds are such a lost art. I can't think of any modern games that use them, like, at all in a major way. Even like counting indie games, I can't think of any. I'm sure there are some, but I can't come up with a single one off the top of my head. I don't know, like, pre-rendered backgrounds can be, like, super gorgeous. I really wish, like, I wish they would make more games that use them. I think modern pre-rendered backgrounds could be like absolutely like crazy stunning. I got clipped into a wall by the failed tyrants, the Gunner tyrants. I don't remember the ones. I will be honest, a lot of Resident Evil 0 to me is a blur. I remember the train. I remember the area where you go down into the lab. Oh, Code Veronica. I still haven't played Code Veronica. That is like the only mainline game I don't think I've played at this point. I haven't played through Code Veronica. I haven't played Revelations 2. There are a couple of others. Hi, Mata Shishiro. Let me give you a shout out. What were you? Oh, you were playing Armored Core Project Phantasm. How are you liking it? The final boss in that is so rough. So rough. Thank you for the head pat, Richard. Well, welcome in, Alice Switch Hat. The arena is so fun. I gotta say, out of the original trilogy, I think Master of Arena is my favorite. Personally, that's just a personal thing. I love doing the arena. I love doing the arena in Armored Core games so much. For anyone that might be joining us for the first time, hi, I'm Harder the Heckhound. I'm a Heckhound. We play a lot of retro games and ROM hacks here. If that's your kind of thing, you're in the right place. You're in the right place. But how are you liking Project Phantasma so far? I know this is kind of hard to gauge if you're not like, if you didn't beat it, but how far into it are you, do you think? I just recall getting like absolutely shredded by the final boss. I feel like the final boss in Project Phantasma it's gonna be an all or nothing kind of thing. You're either going to shred it in under like 30 seconds, or it is going to shred you in under 30 seconds. There is no middle ground, it feels like. It's fun, more challenging than the first one, to be honest. Yeah, like, I feel like the games start to get a little bit harder. I feel like the final boss of Project Phantasma was probably the one so far that gave me the most trouble. I will say, like, I started playing through them back, like, I marathoned them whenever Armored Core 6 was coming out, and we got up to, like, Armored Core... Oh man, which one did we even play up to? I think we played through 3. I think we got up to 3, and I don't know, like, they're a really fun series. I had a really good time with 6. I need to go back and play more of them. Also, like, if you gotta, like, run and do anything, Monteshiro, don't feel bad. If you're hungry, if you gotta sleep. Hi, Sigurd. How are you doing? Thank you for the head pat. Thank you for the head pat. I've been slowly playing the older Armored Core games, having issues mapping the controls. I just love the controls at defaults, personally. Hi, Prince Anime. I just love the controls default, and they definitely take a bit of getting used to. 100%, 100%. 3 is what I'm on right now. We played, gosh, I would need to go look at them. I think we played, was it Another Age, or is that the one that's like all just like a bazillion like side missions crammed into one game? I forget which is which. I forget which is which, but we beat one here. We beat one here like not super long ago. I wanna pick up another one sometime. I'm interested to see the leap to the 7th gen. I'm interested to see. I think 4 was the first 7th gen one. I hear 4 and 4 Answer are kind of like, I think I've heard like semi-negative things about 4, but then like 4 Answer seems to be, everybody seems to really like that. And then I've heard 5 kind of shakes up the formula a lot with like team gameplay dynamics, and I think it has kind of like a rock paper scissors system going on with the team stuff. 4 Answer is my absolute favorite. Miyazaki's first Armored Cores. Wait, he worked on the 7th gen ones as his first ones? I really liked 2 back in the day. Silent Hill 2 tonight, huh? Yeah, we're having a shorter stream tonight. We're only going to be streaming for like 3 hours instead of our usual, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 or however long. But you'll get a little bit of Silent Hill 2 before I gotta go on Fizz. You'll get a little bit. It takes a little work to learn the old 3D shooter controls. Look, when you get the damage and think, I want to play every shooter like this now. Yeah, like whenever you get it down, the like bunny hopping in the earlier Armored Core games feels great. Also, hi Wendy Crows. Armored Core 5 has a different feel to it that has dedicated fans. Yeah, 5 also had an expansion, right? Correct me if I'm wrong on that. I think it had an expansion. I'm interested to see if 6 ever gets like an expansion or not, or if they're just gonna work on like 7 next. Fun fact, Hara's Zatsu time so far has been roughly 3 times the time taken for the world record speedrun for tonight's game. No, that's not a fun fact. That's not a fun fact. 4 and 4 answer good. 5 is weird. You just made it 3 times longer. Yeah, I'm like one of those. It's like if you're like asking where Half-Life 3 is, you're making it take longer to come out. When you mention how long my Zatsus are, it makes my Zatsu take a little longer. Thank you for the head pat, gently. 4 is okay. For answer, super good. 5 and Verdict Day are kinda janky. Not bad, but yeah, like Chef says, weird and not for everyone. Armor Core 4 is iffy. For answer is cool. 5 and Verdict Day are neat. The servers are offline now. 6 is dad coming back with the milk. He finally got the milk and smokes on Wonfies. He finally got the milk and smokes. He came home. Dang, hurry yaps. I'm not a yapper. I chat. I'm a chatter on Wonfies. I'm a chatterbox. I didn't like 5. Verdict Day wasn't much better. It's like every time you say Silk Song, it gets delayed. I hope we get Silk Song someday, Wonfies. I want it so bad. I want it so bad. They didn't have his brand at the store. He had to go restart the factory. Yeah, that's a good description of 6. Okay. I don't want to keep you guys from your at least 1 hour of gameplay before I gotta go. Thank you for the head pat, gently villainous. Let me show you. We have a piece of fan art today. And then I have your special edition consoles for the day. And then we'll jump into Silent Hill. Let me start with, we'll start with the consoles. So, these are just some weird ones that I found. They're like celebrity consoles. I don't know celebrities, so like, I don't think I know a single one of these people. Here's the, hold on, let me look. The Ellie McPherson Xbox console? Anyone know who that is? It's apparently signed by her. Don't make that face at me! What the heck? Oh heck yeah! Hold on. Let me look this up. Ellie McPherson. She's an Australian model and businesswoman. Hold on, let me look at her. Let me look at her IMDb page. She was in The Edge from 1993, Batman and Robin from 1993. She was in Friends. She was in Sirens. I never heard of this woman before. I feel like I've heard the name, but I don't know who that is. Kind of want that pink faceplate. Yeah, like, that looks really good, but I don't know who this is. This was done for like a charity or something, and it was like signed by her and auctioned off. Next you have, the Kim Kardashian signed Xbox 360. Fans can bid on con. Yeah, signed by Russell Crowe, Kim Kardashian, Ellie McPherson, Jennifer Hawkins, Sass and Bide, Swarovski, Crystal, Total Console, and Control, much more. There's also a special Halo console designed by, yeah, that was the one I showed off yesterday. And I don't know who Kim Kardashian is. I don't know who Kim Kardashian is on One Phase. I think she like married Kanye for a while, but like that's literally all I know of her. So here's the Kim Kardashian Xbox. She had a famous photo on the cover of Sports Illustrated in the 90s, I believe. Yeah, I never heard of Ellie McPherson. Van Airbrush Kim Kardashian. Now that Halo Xbox, that's a work of art. Yeah, that one's super cool on One Piece. I showed that one off yesterday. Here's your Kim Kardashian Xbox. I don't know who she is. I don't know what she does. I don't know why she's famous. I've heard her name. I think she married Kanye, and that's all I know. That's all I know. This is gonna be a lot of like, I don't know who this person is today. Here's the Jennifer Hawkins Xbox 360. I don't know who this is either. I don't know who Jennifer Hawkins is. She's famous because her parents are famous and rich. Did she do anything herself? She's famous because her dad, the O.D. Kardashian guy, who's a big lawyer in Hollywood. So she's not like really famous for doing anything. She's famous because she's famous. She doesn't do anything as far as I can tell. What about Jennifer Hawkins? Does anybody know her? There are all these famous people and I'm like, literally who? Who is this? I have never seen this woman in my life. I've never heard of her before. Let me look her up. Let me look her up. Jennifer Hawkins. Australian TV show host and model. No. Were they for fans or were they gifted to these celebrities? These were done for like a charity or something if I remember it, and they were auctioned off. A bunch of these are Australians. Maybe that's why I don't know them. Is Kim Kardashian Australian? She's not, right? Kim Kardashian. Yeah, she's American. She's American. Like, I've never heard of most of these people. What is it with the Australians? I think the charity or whatever was done in like Australia, so it makes sense. You're asking if video game playing nerds watching an anime femboy wolf would know who a celebrity woman is? I mean, I just kind of figured that maybe one of them was in like movies or something, and one of you guys would be like, "Oh yeah, she's in like Aliens. Don't you remember that scene where she used the pulse rifle and she said it's alien-ing time?" Very iconic. Very iconic. But Russell Crowe, Ellie, this one. I've heard of Russell Crowe, but I don't know who that is. And I couldn't find the other console signed by like the other people. It's aliening time? Yeah, that's an iconic scene, Elmfies. And then she aliened all over the place. But yeah, this is her console. Here's the other side of it. Jennifer Hawkins. It's got some bedazzles on it. It's got some of those for some reasons. He's in Gladiator and a bunch of other movies. Never seen Gladiator, never seen it in my life. I'm aliening out. He's fairly famous. I've heard of Russell Crowe. If you asked me to like pick him out, I feel like that would be a fun stream thing sometime on these. How about that? How about tomorrow? How about tomorrow? Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe next week. We'll do a thing where I pull up like one of those match the names to the people thing, and I'll show you how many celebrities I truly know. I'll show you just how like out of touch I truly am, Olympies. He was in A Beautiful Mind, the movie where he has a beautiful mind and the CIA wants to use it to beat the comrades. I think you guys have described that movie to me once before, and I don't remember anything about it. I don't remember anything. I'm forgetful. I want to see Haru play the Choicer voicer. I've seen Mr. Vinny Vinesauce play that one. I don't know if that would be appropriate stream content or not, though. He was the Gladiator in Gladiator. See, I've never seen that. Here's our fan art for the day, LMVs. Here's our fan art. This is by our dear friend Richard Rebuttal. This is me. This is me. I don't have a neck here. My head is solely held up by my collar. Entirely. What do you think, LMVs? Isn't it cute? It has big Haru happy energy, don't you think? I like this one. I like this one. Thank you so much, Richard. Thank you so much. Okay. Before we roll over to 2 hours of just chatting, I owe you guys some video games. Are you gonna hate me if I go pee? Are you gonna hate me if I pee? You will, right? I'm not even gonna pee. Let's play video games. Hold on, let me unmute it. Yeah, you owe us. It does have Haru happy energy. I agree. Here it is, Amalfi's. Silent Hill 2. No, but you have to accept the name. You could pee, but video games? Yeah, well, we'll just play video games for an hour, as long as I don't pee myself. We're good, Amalfi's. Please pee. Your health. Hi, Flanzen. How are you doing? I'll be fine, probably. What were we doing last time? I remember we found the puking guy, and I don't think I saved after that. Thank you for the head pat, Richard. That music in the attract screen. Yeah, I had that playing like in the background for a long time, and it was that's kind of a banger. You're gonna destroy your ability to hold your pee if you keep holding. Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Am I gonna have like bladder trouble? It is. I'll be fine. Only if you hold it in for a really long time. Where is puking guy? Where's puking guy? I forget how to... I forget how to, like, zoom out on the map. Is it just the X button? The more you train to hold your pee, the less effective you become at holding it. Wait, what? Is that a thing? Let me see. Let's go down a floor. I think we had to go over through the courtyard to get to him, I believe. It hurts your bladder more than anything. I do very frequently, like, have to pee so bad that, like, that it hurts. And I have to, like, get up and do, like, a duck waddle to the bathroom. And like, that's probably not good. It's probably not good. I have the bladder of, like, a 5-year-old. Press the pause button, stand up. I have the bladder of, like, a 5-year-old. And go to the bathroom. I said I would give you guys gameplay! Is this new area? Okay, we're in the right place. Go pee. I won't pee. I know you guys are gonna hate me if I go pee. Hold on, let me at least get to the puking guy. Let me get to the puking guy, and then we'll have a pee break. You're going to explode? We can play games after you're refreshed. Let me get to the puking guy. I won't pee. I got handgun bullets. For telling you to go pee, we won't hate you. More enmity is generated with lack of pee. Huh? Hi, Finbar. How are you today? Lock is broken. I feel like that's half of the rooms in this game. I think I hear somebody crying in here. He is. Okay, here's the puking guy. After he's done throwing up, I can go pee. The mechanic is you have to drain the pH to keep the chat hate down. I remember we listened to him puke last time, but I will be frank with you, I did not catch most of what he was saying. I wouldn't be on the floor here. And
what? I didn't do anything.
I don't think I would be hugging that toilet, honestly.
He was like this when I got
This place
here.
looks nasty as all get out.
My name's James.
Quite frankly.
James Sunderland.
Go pee while he pukes. I gotta hear him puking! I gotta hear him
Who's
puking.
that dead guy in the kitchen?
Wait, was there a dead guy I missed?
I swear I didn't kill
I
anyone.
think we found that last time. I think.
You're not friends with
How
that
is he getting,
red
like...
pyramid thing, are you?
He said the red pyramid thing.
Red pyramid thing.
How is he getting, like, anything out in between all of this puking? He's got a lot of bile in there. The state of the toilet would just make me puke more. Yeah, I agree. I don't think I would want to be near that thing.
Well,
I wouldn't want to be near that.
this place isn't too safe either.
Now that you're out of urine, how will you survive the tetrahedron?
I told you.
Hockey
I don't
reference?
know.
What is the
I'm not even
tetrahedron?
from this town.
What's the tetrahedron?
I just
Bile maxing. I don't like that term.
Too, huh? Something just...
Doing good. Just got my first update on Secret Project before I hopped on stream. Secret Project.
yeah. You could say that.
Kind of interested.
Well,
I'm kind
whatever
of
it
interested
is,
in the Secret Project.
I think you
The
better get out of
tetrahedron
here
is a
soon.
fighting formation.
Yeah.
He's got really important
you?
stuff to say.
I'll
He
leave as
enunciates
soon as I'm
sentences
done.
while vomiting through sheer willpower.
Eddie, be careful.
Eddie,
James,
have fun in here. Have fun in here.
you be careful too.
Finbar's Secret Project he's been cooking for months. Okay, I'm gonna take a bathroom break on one phase, and then I'll have more gameplay for you. Is that okay? You're not gonna hate me? I gotta pee really bad. Let me just like get a drink out of the way now, because I know somebody's gonna do it. Anytime I like mention bathroom, you guys are like, oh, okay, have a drink. Since we're having a shorter stream today, I'll try to make this like a speed pee break. I'll set the timer for 2 minutes. If I'm back before that, I'm back before that. So I will be right back on One Piece. While I'm gone, get up and stretch for me a bit. We've been here for 2 hours so far. Don't get a blood clot on my behalf. I'll be back. Hi, One Piece, I'm back. I did the speed pee. Are you proud of me? Let's go in and talk to Pukey a bit more. I literally just sat down and now you want me to stretch? It's always good to stretch. It's always
Eddie,
good to do that.
Are you okay?
Thank you for the head pat, Richard.
I guess.
I made it back with like, what? 30 seconds on the clock? Give or take? Welcome back. Thank you. Thank you, Graf. You doing okay there, pal?
Eddie, are you okay?
I feel like
Yeah, I guess.
we should be able to help this man out. Get him like a... What do you do for puking? Is that what a Tums is for? The wall is covered with football posters and meaningless graffiti. Welcome back. Thank you, Lexa. Blood clots are proof of our love? I don't want you guys to show your love through blood clots. I want you guys to show your love through taking care of yourself. Tums is usually for upset stomach, yeah? Okay. Let's get this man a Tums at One Piece. Pepto-Bismol? Okay. My come off is a little weird. I could chug an entire bottle of Pepto-Bismol. That stuff is so tasty. What the? Who could have done this? Full of Tums and Pepto-Bismol? Yeah, until he's all better on One Piece. Tums is indigestion. He needs Pepto-Bismol. What does the bismuth in it do? Hello, sir. Hello there. I'll just help myself by you guys, I think. I should probably beat them to death. We're probably gonna have to come through here a little more. Maybe not. That's an incredibly bad idea, but I kind of get it. I like the taste of Pepto-Bismol. They also have like... I hear somebody in here. Can I get the camera turned around, please? Oh, man. let's maybe use our gun. This is the point of that, right? This is why we use our gun. Medicine is supposed to taste bad. Pepto-Bismol tastes good. Like, I could just eat Pepto-Bismol. I could drink that stuff down. I hope I'm hitting him. He's chomping my toes on one face. I can probably go back to this. This is probably fine. I just remembered, I love the doink sound effect in this game on Wolfies. Step on him. Step on him. That is an instant kill, right? I think you guys were telling me that. Sure. Handing out the Tums candy for Halloween. I don't know about Tums. I don't think I've ever had Tums in my life, but Pepto-Bismol is like delicious. They have these like Pepto-Bismol tablets that like you chew on, and quite frankly, like I can just eat those as candy. Bismol is full of bismuth, which makes you too edgy to be sick. I love how bismuth look. It looks really cool. A sightseeing brochure for the town is laying here. Welcome to Silent Hill. Isn't that bad? You mean eating too much Pepto-Bismol? Silent Hill, a quiet little lakeside resort town. We're happy to have you. Take some time out of your busy schedules and enjoy a nice restful vacation here. Why do they make Advil so delicious? Advil doesn't really have a taste, does it? Does it? Row after row of quaint old houses, a gorgeous mountain landscape, and a lake which shows different sides of its beauty with the passing of the day, from sunrise to late afternoons to sunset. Silent Hill will move you and fill you with a feeling of deep peace. I hope your time here will be pleasant and your memories will last forever. It's candy coated? Wait. Is it? It's not, right? Editor, Roger Widmark. It's not candy coated, is it? I don't know if I've ever had Advil. I take ibuprofen. A painting is displayed here. There's nothing of particular interest. If I remember right, I recall seeing some kind of study. There's nothing inside. I recall seeing some kind of study that if you take like ibuprofen and whatever the other kind of painkiller is, because ibuprofen I think is like acetaminophen, right? Is that what it is? If you take ibuprofen and then you also take whatever the other common like painkiller type is, that does about like 80% of what having like codeine will do for you. They did like a study on that and like gauged how much it like helped people. Isn't that bad? Yeah, don't have too much Pepto-Bismol. Don't have too much Tums. If you have too much, it can really mess up your insides. I think cough syrup is tasty. I kind of have to agree with you there. I kind of agree with that. Alan Fizz, just buy me a nice big bottle of Pepto-Bismol as a treat. As a treat. Eating Pepto-Bismol without being sick. Yeah, like you shouldn't take it if you're not sick. Like don't do that. Don't do that. Can I beat you to death? I want to kill you. I think I can kill you before your boss get here. If I'm quick. If I'm quick. Step on him. Step on him. There we go. That's at least one more out of the way. That makes things a bit easier. Can I interact with this? I cannot. I cannot. Now it's unlocked. I don't know where this takes us. I had a friend that really liked the deep blue Gatorade because it tasted like medicine. I was the only one in the group that went like, heck yeah. Hi Dabs, how are you? How are you doing? This spits us out. I guess this is just a shortcut back to this hallway. I remember there was a quick turn, but I don't remember how I did that. Okay, there we go. It's both like L1 and R1 at the same time. I got the NyQuil tonight, baby. Time for the NyQuil chicken. some people, I think, like, have actually eaten that, and, like, that just can't be good for you. That just can't be good for you, Olympus. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you real fast. I think I can take this one out as well before our buddies get here. Are you gonna, like, go down? Step on him. Step on him. I like that stepping on them is, like, a valid means of taking them out, Olympus. Advil's pretty decent. Subsists on Advils during headache sessions in the morning. I'm sorry if you have, like, regular headaches. Like, I get a lot of those, like, whenever I'm going to sleep and whenever I wake up. You gotta kind of juke the acid a little bit on face. That's how you do it. And then you get them on the ground and you give them the steppies. You give them the tiny steppies. See, you just gotta bait things out a little bit. That's how a pro gamer does it. And then once you're down to 1, you can just beat them to death. That way you don't have to, like, worry about stepping on them. Because if you step on them, sometimes they can, like, they can, like, nibble your toes and do some damage for some reason. These guys have a lot of health though if you're just, like, beating them. Or at least it was the last time I bought name brand stuff. Did they really have a candy coating? That sounds bad to have that, because, like, kids will want to eat it. Too much of any stomach medicine will probably do incredible and potentially irreversible damage. Yeah, like, just be safe, LMVs. Just be safe. That says heck on the wall. I don't know if I want to go in there. Let's take a heal first. That just sounds like the smart heck on. Wait, do I not have any heals? Can I go give our throwing up friend some soda? He was back this way, right? Can I give him, like, a soda? Maybe the fizziness will help his stomach ache. Hold on, LMVs. I know what I'm doing here. Don't eat that. The real horror of this game is James's trigger discipline. Does he always have his finger on the trigger? Looks like I can't use that here. What is the soda for? What is the soda for? I think if I remember right, I heard in the UK and most of Europe, I think it was. Looks like the lock is broken. I can't. Was that just a shortcut? What's the point of coming through here? I think I've heard in the UK and most of Europe, they use, what is it? They use, like, sassafras, I think it was, in... Oh! Scary. Scary. I got spooked by that a little bit. I was expecting everything in this room to be dead. He's gonna, like, nibble my toes. Yo. Bro, can you stop, like, chewing on my toes for just a minute? I can't even, like, see this dude on my face. I really don't like these guys. I thought I killed him. I'll get him as he's coming out of here. Never mind. He's too quick. Alright, now we got him. Now we got him. Haru MD on the job. But they use sassafras root in other countries for medicine, and sassafras root is the thing that was used in root beer. So if any of you like root beer, I've heard, like, a lot of people from, like, the UK and Europe don't like root beer because the flavor reminds them of medicine. And, like, I think there's just a similar association in the US with, like, I've had some things that taste like cold medicine before. Like, not in a good way, not in a good way. Like, cold medicine isn't the worst, but there are some kinds that are, like, just a little too nasty in my opinion. This dog is not a licensed doctor. I'm not a dog at all. I'm not a dog at all. Hello? I hear some dudes. Oh, okay, they're down there. Oh my god, why are there so many of them down there? Why are they all just chilling out in there? I want that baby carriage. Got a coin snake. We got the snake coin. Can he like crawl out? Oh god. Oh god, I'm stuck on that. Why are they just chilling out down there? Tap dancing zombies. Can I not go around this? Oh, okay. Okay, we'll go the long way. I wanna hop in the little, like, hot tub. The little jacuzzi. Oh god. They sound so moist, that one feels. No trespassing. Can I not go up that way either? Is there anything else in here? What is this? It looks like a first aid symbol on the sign. Some medicines have a nasty taste because it makes the people who use them feel like they're more effective. I always thought it was... Oh god, I fell back in. I always thought that was just a matter of, like, getting kids to not eat it. Does it hurt me when I fall in? Let me check my health. That was the wrong button. Same in Japan, I remember hearing. Japan is, like, super duper. They do not let a lot of stuff into the country, like, period. Large coin imprinted with a snake. I found it in that pool with no water. Oh, this is gonna be for the... There was the one room that had the puzzle where it had, like, I think it was, like, 5 or 6, like, slots. They were, like, circular. You guys remember that one, right? Can I read the tiny sign? Keep off the grass. What are they gonna do if I don't? What are they gonna do? Pool party. Yeah, they're all having a fun time. But I have heard, like, they won't let you bring, something used to, like, make meth into Japan. If you have it, like, on a plane or whatever, like, they will confiscate it. Sudafed, it might have been Sudafed, it might have been like ibuprofen or something. I don't remember. Let me check our map. So we've been both of those places. Can't go down that way. We got 1 coin, but I think we needed a bunch of them. I think we needed like 5. If I remember right. He's not too quick, you're just too slow. I am the proper speed, I am exactly as I need to be. How do we go up more? Okay, we gotta get over to the other building. Which is over... Okay, we gotta jump out the one window on the 2nd floor. I remember that now. We gotta jump across. I remember that. I don't think I've been to the 3rd floor somehow. I don't know how I've dodged that. So we go up here. We go inside the 1st building. I feel like I really need like another health item or 2. Is this still the same apartment complex? Yes. Yes! And that's part of why I would believe it if people said, like, they kind of messed up the pacing in the Silent Hill 2 remake, because I have heard they make they make, like, the whole apartment complex section, like, even longer. Like, for better or for worse. It was this way, right? We've been stuck here for a while now. I get the feeling eventually something's going to happen whenever I, like, make that jump. But I think we just need to go up to the 3rd floor. There's a door over here that's maybe locked. If that door is locked, I have absolutely no idea where they want us to go. I'm doing my best here, Elmfies. This was the nasty toilet. Are the red squiggles locked doors? I think the red squigglies were just like completely broken doors, if I remember right. It's playing a weird song here. I don't remember it doing this before. They built a 2nd apartment complex right next to the 1st one. You mean in the remake? Let's see. We need to go over this way, I believe. This door is taped closed. Okay, I just hadn't touched that door before. I think we just need to go this way. I don't know if we have the key for it or not or whatever. Is it right here? It's locked. Do we have a key? Answering Shiraga's question. Okay, I wasn't sure if you meant the remake or not. I don't think we have a key for this. Silent Hill is nothing like the spin-off series Loud Hill. Yeah, you have the spin-off series Loud Mountain. Dear Tim, have to run an errand, so I'm going out. I left the house key with Uncle David. You know where he lives. Key is in the room near the first floor staircase. I think this was the one with the puzzle that I couldn't solve yet, because I don't have all the keys. I think. All of like the medallions. Boise, never played Silent Hill 1 or 2. I would say I enjoyed Silent Hill 1, just I'm still a little bit upset about how for the good end they want you to check just like a random building. Okay, we're looking for a room by the staircase. Can't get that door open. I don't know if it's that one or not. Remake still has 2 apartment buildings right next to each other, for the record. Yeah, the Loud Plains. Let's see. Is it room 105? This was the room that had Mr. Head, right? I think. Maybe it's not. I can't interact with anything in here. Loud Mountain needs to be a daytime racing spin-off with lots of loud music, preferably Eurobeat. Yeah, that's just a save point. That's just a save point. What am I overlooking in one of these? Here's this, but... Oh god, they have the entire... They have the entire history of the world there. Okay, I have exactly one of these. I have only found one so far. Oops, not the juice. Not the juice. Which hole will you put it? Let's just leave it here for now, I guess. Okay, let's read? Can I not read again? I get the feeling I need 5 of these. We have the snake. Let's see. There's something written on the desk. First lies the seat of he who is peerless, silent and empty, heartless and fearless. Beside him sits the one who knows the place of the servant is next to the throne. Dozens of feet, yet not a single toe. The one that is hidden beside him doth go, seducer of dreams, creature of Hades, lying further from man and closer to lady. Well, that's clearly the snake. Is there anything as bad as the piano in this one? Honestly, like, the piano puzzle in the first game didn't take me too long. Man and woman seeing all, heedless to the raven's call. Silent and hidden the two may be. They be not there for you to see. Return them to whence they would be, and blessing shall descend on thee. I speak thus with the North Star behind me, and the birth of the star is the start of the story. I need more puzzle pieces. I need more keys. I don't think there's anywhere else for me to go that I haven't, like, found any. I never understood why people found the piano puzzle so difficult. Yeah, I don't recall struggling with it too much, which, like, I have seen people say, like, over the years, like, that is the nastiest one, and, like, it took me a little bit. But I think I remember people being like, oh boy, here we go, and then, like, it took me, like, a couple minutes, and I was good to go. I don't think anybody helped me on that one. First time I did the piano puzzle, I was a kid, so that's why I found it difficult. See, That is a perfectly valid reason. Can I touch this? There's a creepy bear. Stuffed animal. Probably belonged to the kid that used to live here. He's all like sewn up with like red thread. Have I been in here? This looks... I don't remember this. This looks new. I don't think I've been here. What's in this room? I thought I remembered it requiring music knowledge. Oh, hello. Did the game just freeze? I think it froze. Oh, there it goes. There she is, floor woman. It didn't require musical knowledge?
Oh, it's you.
Why did it pause for a while?
Yeah.
She's kind of chilling.
Angela.
That's not normal,
Angela.
right?
Okay. I don't know what you're planning.
She was like hanging out in the...
There's always another way.
She was hanging out in the graveyard. To set the mood?
Really?
It's a musical now. They're not singing though.
But...
Are you emulating?
You're
There's
the
problems
same as
loading the
me.
FMVs. I am.
It's
Because
easier just to
unfortunately,
run.
like...
Besides...
I don't think I have a PS2 anymore.
No.
I don't
I'm not
think.
like you.
I need to like look through my stuff sometime.
You afraid?
This is a completely legitimate PS2.
I'm sorry.
Why are you laying on the floor? Like,
It's
get
okay.
up.
Did you find your mother?
Is she supposed to be the woman on the cover?
Dad, she's not anywhere.
Like on her side?
Did she live in this apartment building?
Is that supposed to be her?
I don't know.
Cause she's
all you
making
know
like a
is
funny
she
face
lives in
on the
this
cover.
town.
What did you
A
say?
very pained expression. She's just looking at herself.
How do you know that?
I get the feeling she's gonna like stab
Well,
us. She is?
I just figured.
Okay.
Because this is where you're looking for her.
I figured it
How
out
else would
on
I
face.
know?
It's supposed to be this scene, right? With her laying on her
Yeah.
side there.
Am I right?
I've seen the thing on
I'm
face.
so
I've seen the
tired.
thing. She
So,
should take a nap if
Why
she's
did you come to
tired.
this town anyway?
She'll feel better. Like, Mr. Head doesn't seem like
I'm
he's wandering
sorry.
around or anything. Seems like he's chilling.
Did
I haven't seen him
find
again.
The person you're
Since,
looking
like,
for?
We've seen him twice,
Not
I
yet.
think. I'm surprised we haven't like run across him yet.
Her name's Mary. She's my wife.
I'm curious when we're going to like
It's okay.
see his
Anyway,
wife.
She's
Like she's dead, but like we're obviously going to see
why
her.
I think she's here.
We're obviously still going to see her.
She's dead?
Also, want to say the
Don't worry.
cutscene hangs were fixed in the
I'm not
developer
crazy.
builds of the
least-
emulator.
I don't think so.
If you grab the latest stable build, there's gonna be some
I've
quirks
gotta
like
find
that.
my mama.
Nothing game breaking though.
Should I go with you?
As long as
This
it
sounds
doesn't
dangerous.
completely
Now I know
freeze.
what you
I
read
was
back there in the
worried about
cemetery.
that.
I'll
worried
be
about
okay
that.
by myself. Besides, I just slowed
She
you
should
down.
just let us escort her. We have a gun. We have a gun and
What
we
about
have like a
that?
bonker. She
Will
honestly,
you hold it for me?
honestly, I think the
Sure.
knife.
No problem.
I think the knife is probably more
I
powerful
kept
than
it.
the
I'm
than
not
the
sure what I
bonker.
might do.
Hi, friendly anarchist. How's your Wednesday treating you? She's sending out conflicting signals here at Olmfuse.
I'd be bad. Please.
Please take this knife. No, don't take my knife. Everyone here seems way more relaxed than they should be with monsters vomiting bile everywhere. I mean, it happens. It happens. Sometimes like you're just too busy puking yourself to like you know worry about the monsters. Hurricane's gonna hurricane. Make sure you're safe, okay? I got a coin, prisoner. Well, there's our second coin, but I don't think there are too many more places for me to like look around in. I love that doink. I really love that doink, Olmfuse. Thank you for the head pat, friendly anarchist. There are magazines on the floor. There's nothing unusual here. A painting is displayed here. There's nothing of particular interest. I'm willing to bet knife from Angela. I don't plan on using this as a weapon. Oh, I can't use it even if I wanted to. The blade is stained with something red. Have I looked at those? I can't examine those for some reason. Large coin imprinted with a snake. I found it in that pool with no water. Wait, what does it say around the outside? Elixir? Wait, no, I think that's Latin. I think that's Latin. Hi, DTW. It's going good. It's going good. I'm enjoying a little bit of Silent Hill 2 before I gotta go. This prisoner looks like a woman. Large coin imprinted with image of a prisoner. Found it in the West apartment building. How is your Wednesday going? I was gonna say your DTW Wednesday, but it doesn't start with a W. He's looking at something over here. Oh man, I don't really need ammo. I need more health. I need more health on One Phase. I'm a little sick. I wish I could like pick up the shards of glass and stab with those. I think you can use glass as like a weapon as long as you like wrap it in cloth or something, right at One Phase? So you don't like cut up your hand. A bit busy at work, but slowing down now. I hope you're getting a lot done today. I hope you're having a productive day. Alright, let's see. Maybe I just haven't explored this floor literally at all? That doesn't seem right. Glass as a weapon reminds me of Silent Hill 4. Is that a thing in that game? Hard knows too much about stabbing people. I mean, you gotta know how to defend yourself if you're ever put in a situation on One Phase. You never know, cause you gotta realize I'm a tiny guy. I'm 5 foot. Like, I gotta be able to protect myself. What if somebody picks me up and the only thing nearby is like a window pane? I'll like shove my hand through and get a glass, and I'll start stabbing away on One Phase. That's what's going to happen if anybody picks me up. Okay, I've got 2 of those now. We're still missing 3. You can grab a wine bottle from Henry's fridge, and when it breaks, it becomes more deadly. That's kind of cool. Maybe we use the knife somewhere to get another coin. What do I still have? Oh, I bet in the one trash can, the trash dumper offer guy in the apartment complex. I bet we can drop some... I bet we can drop the soda off there and it'll be heavy enough to push the trash down or something. Maybe. Maybe. Let me see. Did I go back the same way? I think we're done here. I think we're done here. Alright, let's try this again. Heart is so small. He's just a little guy. Please protect him. One Phase, I am like... I'm quite stealable. Maintenance guy? Which maintenance guy? If I pick up Haru, he's gonna hydroplane down the highway at 120 miles an hour on his tail. I can't go that fast. I can't go that fast on One Phase. I'm sorry, but don't try to grab me. I will run unless you grab me too suddenly for me to run. I've had that happen before. I have had a friend, like, I met up with him for the first time and he just like picked me up and squeezed the life out of me and it hurt. It hurt. He was not gentle. Let me see. Let's see what's in 209. Like, I could very well be broken in half by just about anybody, I think. Like you could just pick me up and like, you could, oh man, you could pick me up and do like the spine breaker on me. That would be so easy to do to me. This is the locked door. We can't go in. I didn't mean to turn off my light. You could do the spine breaker on me on One Piece. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Hara needs the Chihuahua anti-hawk vest. Is that a thing? What is the anti-hawk vest? Huh? It's obvious some of you haven't hit someone with a car antenna. Does that... What do you mean hit somebody with a car antenna? Car antennas bend? Those things are vicious? I don't know if there's anything else I can do in this apartment building. So like, you whip people with the car antennas? Is that what you mean? Why does he sound excited to be broken? I'm just saying, you can like pick me up and like break my spine over your knee, and I wouldn't be able to do anything about it. You wouldn't be able to do anything. We need to build Hara a suit of wolf power armor so he doesn't get stolen. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. I'll take some power armor. Let me check. Is there anything in here? I think we've already looked in here. Yeah, this is just the bathroom. God, I wish there was like an item here for me or something. I'm a little bit unwell. I think this led... Okay, this leads back out. I don't think there's anything else in here. Haru is a gray wolf. Hey, everybody, did the news get around about a guy named Butcher Haru? Butcher Haru. Pick up Haru and dunk him like an Android 16 combo. Is 16 the one with the red hair and the green vest? There's so many androids. Yeah, that's the one. Oh, okay. I didn't know he had like an attack like that. Didn't Dragon Ball Sparking Zero just come out recently? Or like it's coming out tomorrow or something? I recall seeing people getting excited about that. Okay, we want to go to the trash chute. That's where I want to go anyway. It's on par with getting hit with a Hot Wheels track. What's a Hot Wheels track? I'm only just getting into 40k. A vest to protect chihuahuas from hawks. Oh, hold on. Let me look up the chihuahua vest. Chihuahua hawk vest. Oh man! Oh man! It looks like he's covered in like... It looks like he's covered in spaghetti! It looks like he's covered in spaghetti movies! Look at this! He's just covered in spikes so that the hawks don't steal him. Pick up Hara like Princess Rudo and run around. Nina won't be edited the Bane snapping Batman scene. His reaction? Yeah, he's a little bit worried about his future. He's a little bit worried. But why would you want that? I'm not saying that I would want somebody to pick me up and break my spine over their knees, but like, you could. I'm just saying you could do it. You know how a whip is all bendy? Car antenna is reasonably bendy and you could whip somebody with it pretty good? I think I've mentioned this story before. Hi Pixel, how's your Wednesday going? I think I've mentioned this story. So one time a friend of mine like had like a leather belt, and he folded it over, doubled it on itself, and he like absolutely like slashed me across the back with it, like whipped me as hard as he could, and like, I don't think you realize that is like insanely incredibly painful. I started crying and like my back was like blood red. It was bad. Okay, we just throw the juice away. How am I supposed to know about Wednesday? I'm just curious how your Wednesday is going. Okay, I have solved a puzzle. I've solved a puzzle. Might be a hot take, but I'm not terribly interested in the Space Marine lore. I know a lot of people are into the Imperium. I find other aspects more interesting. Is this the downstairs thing? Spaghetti. Yeah, like, this is me when I go to Burning Man. What's Burning Man? Like, I know it's the thing where they have, like, the big wicker dude, but, like, what do they do there? What do they do at Burning Man? I assume we just go down here to get our goodie. Wait, this is the exit. Wait. Wait. Do I have to go over there? Thank you for the head pack, Caramel Nuke. How are you today? Let me get a drink on one piece. I think I need to go this way. Hari's body would break before his spirit. What's Therian Schnog Tuing? You're gonna have to translate that into something I can understand. Sorry, Pixel. I'm sorry. I got a brand. Where's my royalties? Where's the trash chute? Where's the chute? I just arrived and got greeted by the whipping talk. It happens. It happens. What the heck? Is this Haru Gladiator lore? I've never seen Gladiator. Okay, let me look. Hi, Billy. Let me look. The trash chute is up over there. Oh, it probably drops it in the dumpster outside. Okay. It happens every week. I can't remember each time. I would hope you would know about your Wednesday. It hasn't been that long, right? The car antenna won't kill, but it'll hurt a lot. I have been hurt a number of times, and did he just bonk off the wall? I've been hurt a number of times in like some interesting ways. Drugs, music, LSD, drugs. What kind of music? Thank you for the head pat, Richard. Okay, I assume we just walk out here into like a dumpster or something and get it. Right over here. Yeah, check this out on One Piece. This is gonna be another one of the medallions. You can see it laying there. The garbage bag is torn, and the contents are strewn all over. I got a coin. Old man. What's this? Some gossip magazine, eh?
The police announced today that Walter Sullivan, who was arrested on the 18th of the month for the brutal murder of Billy Locane and his sister Miriam, committed suicide in his jail cell early on the morning of the 22nd.
Funny coin. Steps closer to tier list ways to get hurt. Maybe doing some tier lists would be fun on One Piece. What do you think? What do you think? We can go through like a ways to get injured tier list, and I'll rate them from what I think will be the worst to what's the least bad.
According to the police statement, Sullivan used a
Soup spoon to stab himself in the neck, severing his carotid artery. By the time the guard discovered it, how do you stab yourself in the neck with a spoon? By the time the guard discovered him, Sullivan was dead from blood loss, the spoon buried 2 inches in his neck. You're such a galumphar. Very adorable. An old schoolmate of Walter Sullivan's from his hometown of Pleasant River said, he didn't look like the type of guy who would kill kids. Carotid? Am I saying that wrong? Am I saying carotid wrong? Am I saying carotid wrong? Do you want me to tell you where the chute is? I found it. But I do remember that just before they arrested him, he was blurting out all sorts of strange stuff like, he's trying to kill me. He's trying to punish me. The monster. The red devil. Forgive me. I did it, but it wasn't me. Maybe that's the quote-unquote red pyramid thing. What did you say? I said carotid, like your carotid artery. I think. Spicy hard lord. EDM and psychedelic rock, if I recall correctly. It sounds like they would have a lot of like, I don't know, like hippie music there, you know? The schoolmate then added, I guess now that I think of it, he was kind of crazy. I would never whip Haru with a car antenna. I'd stick with the good old-fashioned leather. I don't deserve a whipping. I don't deserve a whipping. I have been a good heckhound. I like to think. Okay, what do we still have? We've got a knife. Is that it? We've got these three, we've got a knife, we've got her letter and her photo. I think that's it. Carotid? Carotid? Like that? Who says the whipping is for you being bad? I don't deserve a whipping, Amorphis. I don't deserve one. With a lot of dedication. With great difficulty. With this food. Let me see. Where else do we maybe need to go? We've gotta... Wait, can I go back there? There's a place that kind of looks like a door right there. Maybe I should try over there. I don't really recall anything that needed a knife. Wait! Maybe I can cut open the teddy bear. Maybe if I go back over to the teddy bear, I can cut that open or something. Let's see. Let's see. I have an idea. I have a plan. I think the teddy bear... What is that funny crouch? Does that just happen when I hold the sprint button? No idea, it just has carrot, which is one letter from carrot. I forget if the bear was over this way or not. I forget. I'd pick Haru up, but by my bare hands and suplex him and probably hurt myself in the process. I'm very liftable. There's a shed. I love that doink. There's a shed back there. I don't think I can get in there. Is there anything else out here I'm missing? I love that doink. It's so cute. It's so adorable, Amorphis. I don't think I'm getting to that shed. I don't think I'm getting there, Amorphis. Every time you hurt Haru, you're hurting that tiny little scrimblow. Yeah. While I walk to where I'm going, let me show you what you're hurting whenever you hurt me, Amorphis. Okay. You're hurting whenever you hurt me. Let me... You can enjoy this one while I find it. Whenever you're hurting me, Amorphis, you're hurting... You're hurting this little dude right here. This is me, by the way. If you're mean to me, this is who you're being mean to. Thank you for the head pet, Shirika. Just flick his nose. He'll look at you like this for the entire day, thinking about his actions. Haru seems very liftable from under the arms. Maybe even put him in my inventory. I'm a little too big to go in your inventory. I'd never be mean to him. See, that's the way to be, Amorphis. Be like Blue Bear. Also, hi, me Blue Bear. How are you? How's your Wednesday? One of the many things I've been hurt by is a plant called goat head thorn plant. They hurt and they grow in huge bunches. I've never heard of that. I don't know if it has like thorns or anything. That sounds unpleasant. That sounds bad. Okay, let me take a look. We've been up there. Combat stance, I think. I love the face plant whenever you run head on into walls in hard action. Yeah, it's so great. I hear some dudes in here. Have I like legitimately not been in here yet? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, buddies. We're whipping out the gun. Zoomers be like, this apartment costs 2K and this is what it looks like. I won't phase. It's a genuine problem. I don't know if he's gone down or not. I think he fell. Oh, okay, he did not fall. Let's go ahead and take this opportunity to bonk his buddy, perhaps. I feel like the gun is basically just for like situations like this, where you have multiple of them in one place. Alright, you're gonna need to get on the floor, mister. Can I step on you? You're not dead. You're not dead. I don't believe that for a second. Wait, this is that room I've already been in. Did they just respawn? No. No. Doing well. I slept so long. Hurt him? Don't hurt me, Olympies. Don't hurt me. I'm gonna break it twice as hard now. Olympies, I'm not for putting in your inventory. Talking about putting stuff into inventory, a stink bug just landed on my computer. Be careful lifting stink bugs. If they decide it's time to do their off-gassing LMVs, they will draw additional stink bugs in. That's how that works. The pheromones that they put out get other ones to come. For a moment, I had a stink bug in a glass. Be careful about them. They also just smell. They also smell. Do you want me to tell you how to know they're dead? It's a game mechanic, not a spoiler. I assume it's the blood under them. Like, whenever they have pools of blood under them, like, they are no longer, they are no longer...
Are you still here?
Smackable.
Yeah. I feel kind of sick.
Doing okay there, buddy?
I'll be okay soon.
Doing
You
okay?
should get out of this town when you can.
James be hurting. Yeah, I'm entirely out of heals already.
I know,
I'm getting the feeling we might maybe not make it.
Are you still here?
Doing good?
Yeah.
Oh, can I not skip that? I can. I know they stink when crushed. Not sure if they can stink on purpose though. If you try to pick them up, even without crushing them, they will brap. They will brap. They will brap all over you. It's called Silent Hill, but the monsters are actually really noisy. Yeah, like they're very loud. They're very loud. Oh, I'm face fart out of fear in this sound is a... Hiya, Trauma, thank you for the headpad. The sound is a horn to alert fellow One Face to rush to the rescue. No! That's gross. Brap, like General Brap Hog. Yeah, like that. You're telling me I can make a stink bug farm? If you really want them for some reason. They should rename the game as Loud Valley. I forget where the teddy bear was, Omphis. I forget where the teddy bear was. Get a paper towel and crush them under it. See, that'll still make them do their thing. They'll still do it then. That and the radio silence? Yeah, the blood pool. That's how Omphis reproduce. By brapping? No. No, we're not talking about farts here, Omphis. We're not talking about farts. I refuse this topic. I am a heckhound. We don't do that. We don't do that. We don't need to do that. You guys are bad. Why are you talking about that? It was relevant. It was relevant. Okay. Or alert to clear out. No! The stink beckons the others. Yeah, literally. That's like how they work. I already did the clock puzzle, right? Yeah, because that's what let me get through here. I've got to be, like, missing something somewhere. Is this door? No, I can't. I think I gotta slice open the teddy bear. And then I'm still missing a coin somewhere. If the room is still breathable, I would say the stink bug relocation was a success. I'm glad to hear that. I would say, like, I had to deal with stink bugs a lot whenever I was growing up in a very rural setting. And I would say, honestly, like, they smell dusty, if that makes sense. A One Face, much like Naraka, thrive in a miasma. Don't be gross! Don't be gross. Heckhounds don't poop. Heckhounds don't fart. You guys can do better. Can we talk about pee instead? Yeah, sure, peeing's normal. Everybody pees. Everybody pees. It's definitely not up here. God, where was that teddy bear? Was it over in that one? Does anyone remember where the teddy bear is? Perchance? Perchance? He never mentioned Braps, he just said Awomfies to attract more Awomfies. I can read context. What about flatulence? Don't say that instead. Don't say that either, rather. Talk about methane and its uses. That's gross. That's gross. With what you want to do to it? No way, I'm telling you. I think I gotta... How many coins do I have? I have 3 right now. I think I gotta slice open the teddy bear. Never bring Braps to a slart fight. You're just making up words, Pixel. You are just making up words at this point. Let me see. How do I get back outside? Do you think James pees? Absolutely. He is a peer. James is a peer. That's why there's like, you know, water around Silent Hill, because it's a reflection of his psychological trauma with peeing. He's a peer. He's a peer. P community has been quiet since a real... Whoa! Don't say schlart. That also sounds gross. That also sounds gross. Okay, I like good words, like a Womfie. I like a Womfie, that's a good word. Oh, this is the room that makes me nervous. Nothing happens in here, but it makes me... Nothing happens in here, but this room makes me nervous. The music... Oh, okay, the music's still going. Can you turn down your throbbing bristle, please? This room makes me really nervous. It's the music. I feel like the music shouldn't play if he's not in here. We already got the goodie in here, I think. Right? There's nothing in the hole anymore. Did you know that methane is the main component of biogas? But not talking... We're closing ourselves off. I don't wanna talk about this. Why did you play on hard? Because, I don't know, it's a video game. Video games are easy. Video games are easy. Would peeing make a game feel more realistic? Yeah, give me a pee meter. Give me a pee meter. Like, absolutely. Looks like the garbage is falling through. Here I go. I just don't know. James sticks his whole arm in a hole? What? Is that to be done to the tune of something? Let me get a drink. Wait, the radio's... Oh, okay, it's just you. It's just you. I was gonna say the radio's like firing up, but it's just this guy. Kill him! Kill him! Bonk their head in! Murder him! Kill! Kill! Classic Silent Hill, making you nervous over nothing. I don't like that room. Urine is it sterile? Don't trust John Fight Club. I think you can drink it as long as you've been, like, reasonably well hydrated. I saw a funny picture the other day. Alphys, and it was like, it had different colors of pee, and it just said on all of them, flavor zone. Have any of you seen the image I'm talking about? Oh no! Oh no, I have... There's nothing in here. We've been in here. We've been in here. Okay, this is just the clock room. We've even solved the puzzle here. They keep scaring me! They keep scaring me! Using a Lumpy like the Smurfs do, but by using it as a verb or noun, those are woofing. That sounds bad. That sounds bad. I don't like that one. Let's go to the. I can't do it. I can't do a good one. I won't phase. I can't come up with a good I won't feed Smurf. Getting up to some scrumping with the Olympies. Thank you for the head pat, Richard. Hello? Is it here? What was that sound? What was that sound, Olympies? Is there somebody in here with me? I think it's just like a regular dude. Maybe. I don't like that sound. Oh, it's one of these dudes. I hate these dudes. Okay, never mind. We're not staying to fight that. I know better than that. I know better than that. We don't have to fight them, Olympies. We don't have to fight them. Come on, Haru. They're your favorite band? John Facebook? Yeah, that's Red Hot Chili Peppers. I know now. I know now. See, I didn't know with the context. I didn't know with the context at first. With no context, rather. We killed the mannequin in here. Did you actually research this? No. No. You gotta be outwumping kidding me. Just blow my... No! No! When I drop the toilet paper roll in the sub-basement past midnight? What is the sub-basement? Oh, also, it's 7 o'clock. I actually need to start getting ready to go. Crud. Let me find a place. There's the Awumphy cord. There's the Awumphy cord for anyone that hasn't already joined. Thank you for the head pat, Richard. Short stream today. Yeah, unfortunately I gotta go again today. Like, Wednesday is... It has been like my go day lately. You know what? Let's just leave. I don't want to get spat on. Thank you for the head pat, Lexa. If you haven't already joined the Awumphy cord, make sure you do, Awumphys. Approach me if you dare, creature. I am far superior to you. I think they're getting... I think they're behind me. I hear the radio getting louder. Please fall down. I wanna step on you. I wanna step on you. No! Don't do it. Why won't you die? Thank you for the head pat, Shiroiga. Yeah, the stupid legs. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I am gonna die. I have no recovery items. We don't have jail. Noted. That's a 7 TV thing, I think. I don't know if the thing that I use has like integration for that or not. I should maybe grab that. He's got a buddy coming up on face. Can I just step on you? Oh god. Alright, Awumphy. Situation under control here. Situation under control. Thank you for the head pat, Ichama. See you later, Haruki. Non-derogatory. We're not done just yet. I still gotta find a safe point for Awumphys. I apologize for the shorter stream today, but you gotta do what you gotta do, Awumphys, and unfortunately I do have obligations today. More points for more joys. I should definitely get like 7 TV just because like I think our better Twitch TV like emote pool is just about full at this point. I don't really understand stepping on them. Sometimes I go to step on them and they just like wiggle away. I like the like slap he does on one phase. I had to make an emergency grocery trip. I like going to the grocery store. I like going to the grocery store to browse on one phase. The workers probably hate me. The workers probably hate me. I like browsing at the store. Gotta go. Try not to summon more Womfies through by pixel. By pixel. I don't think the workers care. They have to pretend to put up with me. Where does one put their money for safekeeping? A bonk? I think. Is that supposed to be like a bonking the enemies? This is the safe room. You're not tricking me again. Why does it play the creepy music here? What's like the deal? That kind of freaks me out every time. Ever just go to the grocery store to look at bread? I can't say I do. I can't say I do. Here's a it's calming safe music? I don't know about that. Let's save here. Here, I guess? Look at his face on one phase. That's a bit unsettling. Extra head pat for the road. Okay, one phase. Let me move us back over here. I'll put this guy up on screen for a second again. I know you weren't all here at the very beginning. I guess it wasn't the beginning. I guess I chatted for like 2 hours before I showed him off. Thank you for the head pat, Richard. Let me see who we can raid. We've got let's see. I could raid you into let's go raid. Let's raid Riona. I usually don't have the opportunity to raid Riona, and she's playing Resident Evil 1 today. She's playing it on the PS1. Wait. Hi, Garm. Hi, Garm. How are you? How are you doing? Tomorrow, Alonfis. Tomorrow. Do you know what we're doing tomorrow? Because I do. We're playing Ocarina of Time, Master of Time. When he's streaming Sparking Zero, never. Never. I hold no nostalgia for that series. I like the, what are they? I like the Budokai games. I don't like the Budokai Tenkaichi games. I don't know. I counter raid? Yeah, let's just do our usual. Actually, no. Let me do Heckhound gotta run raid. Here's your raid message for the day, Phase, okay? I gotta get going. I hope you guys have fun with Riona. She's great. Tomorrow we'll be back at same time as always, 4 p.m. Pacific time. We'll be playing more Ocarina of Time, Master of Time. Cool ROM hack if you've never seen it. We're probably getting to the really edgy stuff. The only thing I really know about the ROM hack, like we're pretty deep into it, I think. There are multiple endings, and in one of them, Link gets hanged. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure you tune in tomorrow, Awomfis. I love you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Join the Awomfi Court if you haven't. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you later tonight in the Awomfi Court, but I'll see you tomorrow, Awomfis. Here's your raid message, and I'm gonna raid early this time. I'm gonna raid early. See you tomorrow, Awomfis. See you then. Have fun with Riona. Thank you for the head pat, Richard.